I was having some slight issues with my stream just before. How's it going, everybody? We've got lots of people in the chat already. Heaps of people in the chat. That's awesome.
Heaps. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, we're breaking up the VOD. I just want to keep the steak VOD and the kick VOD separately. So we try to separate it out by going offline. Guys, episode 24 of Kick Talk. This one's pretty epic. We've got a pretty special guest. Adin, how you doing?
Man, I'm so mad at you. I'm so tired, bro. You made me pull a fucking all-nighter, bro.
Dude, you're acting as if you don't stay up this time all the time. Come on.
Yeah, to talk to you. You ruined my life, you Australian. You gotta get to America, bro. You gotta get to America. Hold on, let me get my camera on 1 second.
Dude,
give me 1 second, hold on.
It doesn't matter if we were in the US or in bloody Europe or anywhere. You'd be up at like 6 a.m. no matter what. Actually, fuck, it's like 8:30 a.m., right?
Right now it is 9:40. 9:40 in the morning. I haven't slept. It's almost been 24 hours. I woke up at like 1 p.m.
Dude, look at your room.
This is not my room. This is Convy's room. This is not my room.
I was
gone to you've never gone to that much effort to get your shit together. I was like, fuck, what's wrong with you? This is crazy.
We're already gonna start with this bullshit. I'm tired. I'm cranky, and I'm about to, bro. The energy you put on, I'm about to match. I swear to God, bro. So,
hey, it looks good. Wait, are you staying with Convy right now?
Yeah, I sleep with him. We sleep in the same bed. We share the same bedroom.
Hey, fair enough. Hey, man, it's awesome to see you. I haven't seen your face in like a long time.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm trying to get live and shit, bro. There's stuff happening in the back end. We gotta fix. We gotta make right. I'm ready though, man. 2025 is my year.
when was the last? It's been a couple of months, right?
It's been a couple months, but we're gonna see something special hopefully the next few days.
Yeah.
What we got planned? Yeah. I think we got some cool shit planned.
If you had to rank, like in terms of kind of like what you got planned upcoming these next weeks, like where's it sit? Because you've done some pretty insane comebacks. Like this, is it up there?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think you know what stream I'm talking about. I think that one is going to be a fucking hit. I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest I've ever done. So I'm excited, bro. I think we got some cool shit on the way. My first boxing event is going to be in January. Finally got that shit back, and I just got to get live, bro. We got to get live. We got to figure this out. And I'm ready, bro. Kick is down right now. We got to pick it back up. We got to fix this shit. We got to change everything, bro. Come on, we got to get started with that.
What are we doing first, man? What are we doing first?
All right, well, look, I got questions for you guys that I came up with. All right?
Hey,
I'm for the people.
I tell you what. I've got a few real easy ones. Then I'll let you. You can go all at me. How's that sound?
Let's go.
All right. Fuck. Where should we start, man? I tell you what, we got so much to talk about. But I got to ask you one thing. I got to ask you the other thing. Obviously, I saw like all these people talking about their kind of rush. They're Mount Rushmore for like streamers and stuff, right? And I saw like X gave you like a shout out. I saw, to be fair, like everyone gave you a pretty honest shout out, which was really great to see. I don't know if you've answered this question already. Excuse me if you have, but who's your for? Who's your Rush Mount Worth for streaming?
So my Rushmore is four, right? Not 5. It's 4, right?
Yeah, four.
Is it 4 or 5? Okay. My actual 4, I'm going to say Adin, Speed, Kai, and probably Ninja. To be honest, probably Ninja.
Dude, you can't put yourself, though. Come on. You can't put yourself, can you?
I thought he did Adin. I thought he did Adin. When he did Adin, I thought he was going to go Adin.
I think, but if I were to have a 5th, I'd have to put XQC in there. Like, I'd have to. He's like, in my opinion, he's like the best fundamental streamer of all time that we've ever had. He could do anything and make it work with who he is. So, that's my top 5 of all time.
I think it's a good. I must say, obviously, yeah. Kai, Speed, yourself. Like, I think when you kind of think of this like new generation of streaming that's like up and coming, like, you know, obviously those 3 names, and Ninja, of course, right? Like, you know, pretty much shaping a lot of what streaming is today in terms of like, you know, being such a huge personality, and then XQC, of course, these last 5 years has like absolutely dominated. So. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. I think I pronounced that wrong, by the way. I'm not. Yeah, it's Mount Rushmore, right? Not
Yes.
Yeah, I think I fucked that up. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a big thing in the US, right? It's like a US attraction or something, hey?
Dude, I don't even know where the fuck that's at. I swear to God, I don't know where that's at.
It's like North Dakota or some shit. I don't know.
Whatever. Shout out to actual Mount Rushmore. I don't know where the fuck that's at. But I actually saw someone in your chat type that. And I want to actually make that known. Rice Gum is the real fucking GOAT. Like I feel like Rice Gum walked so everyone could run. Like, and I give him my flowers all the time and let him know how important he is for the entertainment space. Because what he did, he took that shit to the next level, and that made other people like finally want to start doing what he was doing. He was bringing on porn stars. He was bringing on, before there was even a Twitch, it was like some like random fucking bullshit streaming site. He was finding those crossovers right before everybody else was. So Rice is also up there for me too.
What would you say that Rice was like a huge inspiration for you when you came into the game?
Yeah, and you know when I moved in with him back in 2021, a few years back, he would constantly give me input and advice on like what to do in certain situations and kind of guide me through the bad times and the good times. And
hey,
he's a genius.
That 2021 era, right? Like you were in Los Angeles, right? When you were in that house that had like the green curtain background, like what is that up there in one of your most memorable eras or?
Oh, for sure. I don't think that's personally my best, but I definitely want to say that's one of probably like my top three. My personal favorite is when I came back the year after and all my friends came with me. It just shows that like, look, I could bring all me and my friends onto the camera together and it's more natural and I feel like it's way better. But look, bro, I have many more years left. I just gotta figure this shit out. We gotta just stay consistent. I don't want to be able to take breaks consistently where it's like fucking with the year, but it all comes down to a certain factors that I know for sure I need to cut out completely in order for me to be mentally stable for the entire year. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So that's the whole thing.
But like talking about highlights quickly before we move on, like this year, like it was only a little over a month ago that you had it was Dana White, right? In like the election speech. Was it Dana White? I think it was Dana White mentioning your name. Like, where does that rank? That was pretty fucking sick, right? Like, you've got like a new president being announced, and you know your name's kind of alongside it as being kind of part of that decision. Like, how did that feel? Like when you're watching that, like what was your reaction? Like that would have been like pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, I was sitting in my movie theater with my friends and family. And they looked over, they turned to me, and everyone got happy as fuck. And I felt that feeling too. I was like, damn, this is surreal. But I think just seeing my parents be proud the most was probably like the biggest, like, the warmest feeling I felt probably from that moment because that was huge. It was. So again, they we're talking about it, running it back at the White House when after he's in there. So that's gonna be fucking sick too. A lot of cool shit can come out of that as well. But that was a great moment. It was a great moment. Seriously, awesome.
There was that photo that came out quite recently as well. Not long after that, it was like you, Trump, Dana White, and Elon Musk at the UFC, right? Like, that was only like a few days later. Like you must have felt pretty. You're quite well connected at that point. Like you've taken streaming to another level when you're getting shout outs at like an election speech. You're suddenly just like casually hanging out with Elon Musk. You've got Dana White there. You've got the ex soon to be president. Like that's a pretty epic photo, right?
Yeah, it is. It was a great moment. Again, with my dad, I go to every UFC with my dad. It was a great moment, great father and son moment for us. And I shook Elon's hand. I never told this story. I shook Elon's hand. And Elon is just, his mind is like spacing. Like, I feel like he's so smart. All of his thoughts are just bouncing off of like a thought of a thought of a thought. And you can see it. So when I was like this close to Elon, I'm like, oh my God. He smiled at me. He shook my hand. We have a lot of mutuals, him and I. So maybe one day me and Elon could do something really cool. I would love to. I think he's the man for the future. He wants to save the world. And I really love Elon Musk. I also think he saved the election too. He helped the election out big. He saved it in my opinion. So I like him. I think Elon's great.
Man, the craziest thing is all this has happened since you last went live.
Yeah. I haven't been live in a minute. Missing it, bro. Going crazy. I want to go live. I have so much energy. I need to burst out and get back and all this stuff, bro. So I'm eager, man. I want to get live quick. So that's what I want to do.
just like switching gears for just a second, So zooming out from like the world of large scale fame that you've been existing in, and kind of coming to Kick here. It doesn't feel like long ago, right? That you and I were having some of the sort of preliminary discussions around, like, what a new streaming platform could potentially look like. I remember there was a few other people on the call. Like there was, it was like this very, very vague idea, right? This vague idea that, hold on, is there a world where another streaming platform could exist? And this would have been like September, I guess, 2022, I think, maybe October. And I remember those times fondly. Like they were good times. They were good times. And it leads me to this question that, I think we discussed quite a bit back then with a few people on that call. Why does a place like Kick exist, in your opinion? Why should a place like Kick exist?
Well, look, and I'm going to be honest, and this is kind of what I want to talk to you both about, because I feel like Kick, when it first came, obviously, the motivation behind it was obviously the steak ban, but now it turned into something way more than that, and everyone knows it's real. I think basically when you have competition against the number one, like for example, Twitch is like the Nike of this shit. If you have competition with that, it kind of lights a fire under Twitch's ass and it lights a fire under Kick's ass to make both platforms better. So that's what I think it does. It makes the space bigger, it makes the space better, and it can potentially make everything way bigger together. Like since Kick is a thing, it made Twitch better. You know what I mean? There's already things that people can call out that what Kick has done. It made Twitch have to basically react and do their own changes. Recently, I don't think what I just said. I think we were very, very strong on it. And my take is, I think Kick's we gotta tee up in some ways, in my opinion. I just see the longevity and things that I see what really matters. And I think that there's so much more we can do and make better. And look, it starts with me too. I'm not perfect. And also like, it's one of these things. It's like, I also love Kick, and I came to Kick, and my community came, and my community.
Well, you didn't just come to Kick. You helped build Kick, right? Like you were on that kind of founding team, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and again, with a community like myself, they're very, very, they're very, very, engaging, right? So they help bring that shit. They literally help make that shit boom, right? No app. We came on. I'll never forget. We came on with no app. We came, we saw. Basically, it was just hella bugs the first day, but we made it work. And again, I still think Kick has been built from the ground up, and it's made it come so far that I wouldn't like to. I just wouldn't want to see Kick basically tumble to the ground. Personally, I wouldn't like to see that, and I know you guys wouldn't either. Right?
First and foremost, I agree with everything, but secondary, like I think Kick's here to stay, right? Kick, I think, is something that is. I think I've said this a heap of times, right? I like the live streaming industry and going up against someone so well established and so well respected, such as Twitch. It's hard. It's hard work. It ain't easy. It's not as easy as we ever thought. I'd say it's been a humbling experience for me personally. But on that same note, I don't think anything would ever stop us from getting in the way of giving this a red hot crack. It's such a rewarding industry. Probably for the same reason you stream and love streaming so much. I think just being involved in it. Me personally, I do one stream a week or whatever. But just being involved in the industry, getting close to whether it's creators like yourself or smaller creators who are up and coming, it's actually pretty epic. So in whatever capacity, Kick will always exist. That's something I'm not worried about. But can Kick be better? Can it be bigger? Can it be giving the big players, YouTube and Twitch, a better run for their money? Of course it can. And I think, with that, obviously needs to be slight change in direction, slight change in how we operate, continuous learnings that come from just being in this industry a longer time, because reality is we're still the new players on the block, and there's a lot to learn. And I think, you've given a lot of guidance as well and been a part of a lot of those decisions. So, I think I think that there's still a lot more to be achieved. That's for sure.
Oh, no, for sure, bro. And again, I want to make it very clear. I think everyone can admit it. Like, this is not another mixer situation. I think what Kick's done in the past 2 years, no other platform could have done it, right? Like, the end of the day, like if you think about like when this thing started up and you think about how long it took like other platforms like YouTube streaming and Twitch streaming, how long it took them to really get to where at, like it takes a long time, you know? It does. And I'm very aware of that as well. I think people also have to understand like everything nowadays is kind of like, everyone's like, oh, well, fuck, like this one's doing this good, but you got to look like what was the start date on these two, you know, what's the difference on the date? So people don't give that credit as much, the flowers that, so I'll admit that, but yeah, I think that kick is here to stay too. I just think that like little things, like I think the little things matter the most. And what I mean is when little things aren't basically happening, it becomes an issue. And I think that creates bigger problems on the platform. And I can give you guys an example that just came off the top of my head, if you guys want me to, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that cool? Yeah. Okay. So a streamer like Your Age, he came on and he was asking for like one thing. He wanted channel points and he wanted, you know, voting or polls, right? The right vote poll system. And I think he asked a long time for that. His community, they're very big on that. To be fair, I've known Josh a very long time, for years. And I know for a fact that like, he's the type of person that it involves his community, like all these reactions and all these types of things. And I just know that he made it very, very like, you know, very clear that he needed that feature in order for his chat to kind of be engaged. You know, he wanted that feature. So that's an example that I could just think off the top of my head. I can name more, but it's like, I don't want to do that. I just want to show you guys like the small change could do so much for the platform. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, no, I think channel points is one of many examples of you know, features which are incredibly important. You know, obviously, obviously it's not too far off being worked on. A few sort of hiccups in the road when it came to some of the development roadmaps, which have been frustrating, right? You know, frustrating for people like your age, incredibly frustrating for people like your age. But same note, incredibly frustrating for the people here working at Kick as well. We wish we'd have this out earlier. There's certain aspects to the development timeline which has been pushed back a bit, but are we working on it? Of course. Will it come out soon? Of course. And you know, I always say this, right, Adin? It's you know, once you do have, say, all those small things which are so important when they combine together, when all those small things are in place, you know, the fundamentals of what's in place in terms of the platform, the mentality the platform has, the mentality of how we're operating it, you know, I think that's going to position Kick in an incredibly strong way. Would you agree?
I do. I think if you guys have the best of the best products, and I think if you guys have the best of the best features, you have everything that basically makes you guys like, oh, we have this, we have that, we have this. Then yeah, I do. I think then you guys will be able to be, you know, in a better place for sure. 100%. So then tell us, Ed, tell the world. So when's this new product coming out? What are we thinking? What you want to? What are you thinking? Leak some shit, bro. Go ahead.
I can't leak. The thing is, dates. I can't give dates out anymore. We made this like this new way of approaching stuff. You know, rather than saying like, hey, look, this is coming here, this is coming here, this is coming here. We're just like, all right, you know what? Rather than like setting timelines and then leaving us in a situation where we may have to rush something out and not have it up to par, we're kind of taking this quality approach. So I can't give you a timeline, but like, I think, you know, things are pretty close, right? In terms of we're talking about, you know, whether it's channel points, whether we're talking about, you know, variations to sort of bits or kicks as we call them, whether we call it, you know, the new application, which I know is incredibly overdue, very overdue. Hey, you know, this stuff's all, you know, very much moving. Date wise, I couldn't say, but is it close? Fuck yeah, very close.
Yeah, just to chime in really quick on that end, there's a different nuance I want to add to this, because what I'm hearing Adin say also is, like, when guys like your age talk, they need to be listened to, right? Or communicated with. Like, hey, like, I want channel points. Where on the priority list are we putting that when we're talking about that, right? And then communicating that back. I think a massive thing is that we got a couple devs in our chat right now, right? So they're hearing this, right? They're hearing this in real time, and which is fantastic, because in Australia, it's like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, right? So you got our team who's in here right now, who's taking this dead serious when they hear Adin Ross is coming on. So I think another nuance to this is that not just like delivering on the product, but like when our partners at that level start to speak, like what is our communication back with you guys, right? Like how do we roundtable this? How do we communicate back to you guys that this is going to take a little bit more time? That way you guys don't feel like I'm just not being listened to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. And again, like, you know, the fact that devs are hearing everything and they're trying to just basically push it all on one update, like, I get it. I do. I think the best thing that you guys can, you know, say is if you're actually doing it and you're listening, which I believe you guys are. And that's, I mean, like, yeah, at the end of the day, that's what, you know, live streaming is. We're here to talk to the chat and they're going to just talk to us. And, you know, that's kind of what the whole live streaming thing is. Right. So it's great.
Hey, Adin.
What you laughing at?
Yo, yeah. What, you know, you take a few breaks, right? You come back like stronger, you know, usually than ever. But you know, when it comes to streaming, you've been doing it a while now, right? Like 5 years, 6 years. Like what truly motivates you? Like what genuinely motivates you when it comes to streaming? Like what actually makes you go like, hey, I want to do better? Like what gets you fired up?
You know, obviously money was my motive for a very long time. But I think now that I've realized that like no matter what, my family's good and I'm good. I feel like now it all matters about kind of creating like, I look at it as like unlocking like new shit. So like, for example, the stream that I'm hopefully doing, you know, this week, I think it's new. It's fairly new. And I think that if I can find stuff that I genuinely enjoy and I genuinely love and I run with it, and I can be consistent and I can do what I want to do. There's one thing that fucks me up every time that I'm doing great. And no motherfuckers, it's not lean, okay? It's not lean for real. It's when I gamble and lose a lot of fucking money. When I gamble, it gets to me. Like, it really does. So fuck up my whole motivation. I'm like, fuck. Like, now I want to hop on and do this, that. So it's like, and look, there's times where I'm like, fuck, I just want to go gamble and get my fucking money back and shit like that. But it's like, fuck. But I realize money is not my motive anymore. It's kind of just like seeing what other people are doing, seeing what other people in my space are doing, and be like, oh shit. So how do I do that in my own way, and how do I make something new out of it? Because at the end of the day, bro, I have to either find something like a goal or a motive, or I'm gonna be stuck in a fucking position where I'm like not doing shit. Which honestly, right now is kind of what I'm on. I'm ready to get back ASAP. Like me not streaming makes me want to go live because I'm seeing all the other motherfuckers having fun. It's like that SpongeBob SquarePants meme where it shows him tucked away in the house and they're having fun outside. That's how I feel right now.
I think another thing, man, is I watch a lot of people who are taking the shit that you were doing a year and a half ago, right? They're taking your format and they continue to keep building on it, right? That's what I see in the market. Whenever I see, I'm not going to name names, but when I see other creators and other platforms doing things, I was like, shit, this guy was having like one-on-one basketball with Chris Brown like years ago, man. Like this guy was doing crossover stuff years ago. This guy was having like this. You brought like this Jimmy Fallon late night talk show vibe, but without the corporate media slant where you're bringing on talent that you want to hang out with. You're seeing that exploding across, you know, every top streamer that's out there. So when you see people like blatantly rip off your format, like how does that make you feel? Where does your head go from there? You know?
I wouldn't say it's ripping off. I would say it's more everyone kind of bouncing off each other's ideas. I mean, like, look, everybody at this, we're creators. We have to figure out, we know what works. And I think what works is when you cross over with celebrities and all these people who have their fan bases, and then their fan base makes your fan base, and then they boom, explode and have babies and have clips everywhere. That's the whole idea of it. So to answer that question, like, I wouldn't say it's necessarily ripping off. I would just say it's more like it makes the space bigger. And honestly, like the one person again that I kind of bit off of too is Rice. Like Rice is the OG. If you're looking at somebody who's, you know, crossing over with these people, that people, this people, he did it in a way where it wasn't big at the time, but Rice Gum is like the ultimate OG. And then you got Ninja, that did the Fortnite with, Travis and Drake that one time and all these things. So what I'm trying to say is the space is going to continue to bounce off each other's ideas and form it into a new form of entertainment, which is streaming. And I think people are going to still run with that and they're going to keep running with that. But I'm happy because I see other people's lives being changed from it. If I'm turning on and I see somebody doing a stream with this person and I'm like, and someone's like, Adin already did this. I'm like, that's so stupid and ignorant to think that, because it's like, look, at the end of the day, it's still getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It doesn't matter. I don't care if I want 100 people to do it. I want everyone to get rich and so they can take care of their families. I want everyone to grow their following so they can take care of their families and change their lives around. So I want everybody to take whatever I do, whatever anyone does, and I want everyone to just basically go along with that as well. Yeah.
So I got one more follow-up question to that. Like you bring up Rice Gum, who's a great example of bringing on, talent that he wants to hang out with. How do you feel about like big companies like, let's say, Amazon, that might take this format and kind of taint it, right? Like bring on a talent to do a crossover guest appearance for like a big corporate, advertiser that they might be. I'm trying real hard not to name names here, but like there's so many times where I see your format that's happening on other platforms. I'm like, holy shit, this is a DraftKings ad. This is a massive DraftKings ad. There's no way that this celebrity would be hanging out with this creator unless this relationship was there. So how do you keep from like media corporations totally tainting that vibe?
Well, look, like I said, I think like at the end of the day, it's if people want to, get together for a cause. Like you could look. I give an example. When I did something with Cardi, I paid for it, right? I paid for it. Me and Eddie had that conversation. It made sense. It made kick number one. It fucking went everywhere. It blew up everywhere. And Cardi would never hop on the fucking stream with me for free. Let's be real. He wouldn't have done it. So if it makes sense business-wise for people to collaborate with brands, and fuck it. I mean, it is what it is. Look, check this out. I'll tell you the truth about all this shit. This is how it is in my world. We're fucking streamers, bro. We're not anybody like, we're not on some like crazy like.
Hey, you still owe me that money for getting scammed by Cardi. You gonna pay me that back?
Fuck no! Come get it in blood.
Don't be fucking scammed, man. No,
dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. But look, check this out though. To go back on that, like we're streamers at the end of the day, bro. It's like if we were at one point just in our mom or dad's crib playing video games or doing streams to now doing fucking DraftKings ads with I don't know, whatever the celebrity is. That's awesome. They're getting their money. They're meeting these people. They're making the content bigger. Fuck you. Let them do it. Because now streaming is getting so mainstream that it's becoming a corporate entertainment business. Now it's getting even more and more and more like corporate and more mainstream. It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. That's a problem that I struggle with though. I could try to clean up for some brands, but then I'll see something that I want to speak my mind on. I'm like, all right, I can't anymore. I got to fucking say some shit about this. And it's like I get baited. It's like I have no choice sometimes. It's just like, if I see some shit that really bothers me or if I see some shit that I have to voice my opinion, I'm going to do it. So, but to go back to what you're saying, I think brand deal or not, collaborating is just making the whole space bigger and everything bigger. So, yeah.
It's pretty crazy though. Yeah. Like you mentioned, like with all these corporate brands getting involved, I think live streaming is on the up and up, right? Like it's just continuing to break barriers. Like I think live streamers nowadays are just like A-list celebrities almost. Like 2, 3, 4 years ago, like that was not the case, and it's insane. But you talk about this changing landscape, Adin. I was meant to ask you, like, you've done this for like 5 odd years, right? And you've kind of like almost like somewhat like grown up with your community, right? Like how old were you when you were streaming? When you started, like 17?
So yeah, I first started streaming when I was like 16. Didn't work out, and then I started streaming like when I was like 18-ish. Yeah, 18,
you kind of blew up just as you like quote unquote became an adult, right? Like your community, those people who were there from the get-go have seen you kind of like go through these early sort of ages of just entering that kind of real world. Throughout this journey, you as you kind of alluded to, like. You got to be careful what you say and stuff. If there's anything you could change, like if you go back like these few years, like, would there be anything you'd change, like in terms of how you've gone about things, in terms of how you've executed on it? Like, is there any regrets at all, or has it just been like, fuck it, go along with the flow?
The saddest thing I realized about being having a big heart in my space is that it's very hard to find someone genuine. It's very hard. I would say. I don't even know, bro. I think in the beginning I wanted to be best friends with everybody, and I wanted to kind of just be like everybody's like. I don't know. I just never saw streaming as like it being so serious and so deep into where it's an actual thing. I don't know. I feel like one thing I can say is I wish I enjoyed my come up more. And, you know, because I feel like going back on the come up and enjoying it and appreciating it, you'll feel better because you get those rewards and you gain the rewards and you're actually getting to like feel it again and see it again. So that, and I think number two, just maybe not trusting everybody. I feel like, because like I said, there's not a lot of genuine people to people. And I'll be real, I'm not genuine to a lot of people. That's just how the space works. It's a fucking business at the end of the day. It's like, there's genuine relationships I have in this business and then there's not. But most of them are fucking ingenuine. But look, most people in my life right now would not be friends with me if I didn't have my name and my money. It's just the truth. And I've accepted that and that's okay. So I think to go back on what I'm saying, yeah, it's just like, I think just maybe not trusting as much and maybe just being more grounded and I don't know, I don't know, bro. I feel like all that shit really matters to be more grounded with yourself as well. Keep your close ones close and your family close. It's like number one, you know?
Yeah. No, I guess what you kind of like you're talking about that come up, right? Like I guess it was pretty full on. It was pretty quick, right? Like as what 18, 19 years old, like kind of having to very quickly learn a whole bunch of sort of life lessons that people typically, you know, get to figure out over the course of like 20 odd years. You know, I guess you certainly end up learning on the spot and yeah, naturally probably attract some incredible people, but some pretty bad ones as well. So I'm sure you've seen a bit, right? But well, I take it at this point, you're pretty well versed in kind of figuring out who's who.
For sure. My turn.
Adin wants to jump. He wants to jump in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, go for it. You got some questions?
I do. This one's for Santana. It's a two-parter. Santana, what happened to your mustache?
I shaved it after Stockholm, man, for Thanksgiving. My wife made me cut it off. So honestly, man, that thing was a son of a bitch. I could not eat Thanksgiving dinner with that bullshit on my face. But yeah, I cut it about a month ago. I know chat thinks it was Neon. I know chat thinks that it might have been you who had me shave it, but it was straight up fucking Thanksgiving dinner. Couldn't do it, man.
Yeah. Mustache man. Yeah, mustache man. All right, look, we'll get straight down to it, bro, because I'm here to just speak, bro. I don't give a fuck who's watching. I don't care. Santana, I heard you don't like me, bro. Why don't you like me?
Your intel's flawed, sir. I love you, man.
Come on, bro. Tell me what. You gotta keep it a beat with me, bro. We're on live. Come on, bro. We don't got the PR shit.
I'm keeping it 100 with you, man. I think what you did with Trump fucking flipped the game, man. And I tweeted out about it.
Thank you.
In fact, I was one of the only few people in the industry that tweeted out about it, like directly. Let me tell you something else. Where I was before, there was no way I was tweeting out about that, man. There was no way that I was shouting you out and saying, hey, this guy fucking flipped it. Not only did I tweet it out, I put it out on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn's an entirely different game, man. I said, what happened, no matter with the politics, the day that you did it, the day after, man, on LinkedIn, I said, this guy squarely handed like Fox, CNN, all the big boys their ass, man. So, listen, man, I don't know where you're getting your intel. It might be from a couple people that might have been let go internally that might have a beef. But I'm letting you know, man, I'm on the fucking Adin train 100%.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, you said it publicly, so you cleared it up. That's good. Thank you, bro. And thank you for that. That was very nice, by the way, what you did about the Trump thing. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you. Thank you.
No. But not only that, man, like, look, from the jump, because I was over on the other side too, right? And the other side's got their favorites, man, right?
For sure.
And so the thing is that the only reason I lasted at Amazon for as long as I did is because I just had good ideas. That was it. But I was a black sheep in those hallways, man. I never understood why we had a TOS that forced the average age of a streamer is 33 right now. I never understood why we had a TOS that forced people to act like 14-year-olds, man. Right?
Facts. Yeah.
I never understood that. I always said, like, if we just loosened up our TOS, we could own the media space, not just live streaming. And then that's one thing that I told Eddie and Bijan when I came over. I said, I think we could be the Las Vegas of the internet, man. I think that we could be the HBO of this space while Nickelodeon's happening. right? If we just loosen up on our TOS just a little bit, if we just let people act like adults.
So you guys think that the TOS is an issue? I think Kick's TOS right now is very, very harsh. I think you guys need to. I know these guys are fucking Serbians and shit, and they have to play all by the rules. But I think having an American or Canadian or something type of moderation team is what we need right now, bro. Like I feel like the bans, the Kick moderation is very harsh. I really do. I think when we first started Kick, it was one of these things where it was like we're trying to basically give people a less strict Twitch in the beginning, and I think we've lost that. I think right now Kick has Kick is more harsh than Twitch's TOS. And I think maybe if we could just find a way to develop a better moderation system, it could really do a lot. It could really help. I'm serious. We should really consider doing something to change the moderation system. I feel like in my base, it's just way too harsh. Seriously.
Yeah, I think when it comes to moderation,
Eddie, you also tweeted that too. I saw you made a poll, and the poll won. You know that it's too harsh.
Yeah, well, it's worth noting that even with that poll, right? I think there was like 10,000. I can't remember exactly. Like 10,000 people that think it's too soft still, right? You know, I disagree with you when you say like Kick is more harsh. Like we certainly are definitely looser in some areas. I think it's just certain areas we had to get really strict on, right? I think there was some, you know, there's some areas of moderation where it's just you can't even make jokes about it, right? You know, stuff to do with minors, stuff to do with child endangerment, stuff to do with,
of course,
you know, that stuff is tough, right? So we had to really clamp down on it. You know, whether people were joking or not doesn't really matter. It's just something you don't joke about. You know, I think when it came to the IRL content, you know, Kick was kind of getting a bad name, getting tainted with some people doing some crazy shit. And, you know, we wanted to change that for the sake of all the other streamers on the platform. We wanted them to be proud of the platform they streamed on. So we started, you know, tweaking around and trying to find out where that kind of sweet spot is. You know, do I agree that some bands, I'm like, fuck, did we really need to do that all the time, right? I think there's so many times I'm like, okay, this is too harsh. But then there's other times where I'm like, fuck, it's probably too soft. So, you know, it's just a game of trying to figure out where that kind of middle ground stands. I think, you know, to what Andrew mentioned before, it's about allowing people to be adults though, right? I think, you know, when you kind of force people to act towards an age that is like, you know, of 13-year-olds or whatever, that's when things get way too strict. I don't think we're at that point. But is there certain areas that we can loosen up on 100%? Are we having those conversations? We are. Do we want to go back to the point we were at when Kick first launched? I don't think so either. I think that was a little bit too loose. So it's kind of this like, you know.
Me too. I do too.
We got to kind of like find this balance. And it's tough. It's tough. Yes. It's tough. But like, don't get me wrong. That's the good thing about Kick is like all it takes is a few conversations, a few changes of policies. And, you know, we can make those changes, right? We don't have to go to a board of directors or do a whole bunch of process to make these things happen. We don't have like a directive that says you need to do this. You know, we're in control of this destiny and we will make sure that we get it right and get it to a point which, you know, allows people to be proud to be on a platform that isn't tainted by like crazy, you know, degenerate, for lack of a better word, content. But at the same time, allow people to really be themselves. So anyway, it's ongoing. It's ongoing. And I think we'll find that middle ground. I think we're primed to be able to.
Fair enough. I think if you guys are, like you said, Eddie, you're already kind of trying to find that balance. I think that's the most important part. You're looking for the balance. So as long as you're actually looking for the balance and you're
Adin, on that though, what bans do you think are unjustified recently? Do you have examples?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought of one. Like, I'm pretty sure the chat can too. So I'm not gonna say what streamer. There's a streamer on Twitch where where they were playing like the German. They were reenacting as a German, and they put up like the hand. And then somebody did that over here, and they got like a 2-week or 3-week ban. But the person on Twitch didn't get a ban at all. So like that is like something I'm talking like something like that. Obviously, it's a bad thing. Obviously, like I don't fuck with that. I'm Jewish myself, like obviously. But like, bro, like that's just an example. I could just think on top of my head. It's like, and again, like maybe like a quick little like take down that stream and explain to them on the call type of thing, or like a text, different. But I feel like we gotta have something where like the moderation, they're doing so good, but sometimes when you do so good, it kind of ruins things. Yeah, you don't want it to be perfect. You want to have it open a little bit.
But do you agree that like, okay, I understand that situation kind of sucks, right? And it's a bit over the top, but do you agree that like when you probably want to avoid those things kind of being a pointed joke, right? 100%. Like you don't want people really joking about that kind of stuff. It's just best to steer clear of the subject, right?
I agree. Of course. I think everyone should just be sticking free from that subject. Yes, I agree. But that circumstance, I can think of another one too. Like I think there was a streamer named Derek. I don't really know the full context, so I'm just going to speak for what he made a video about. He said something about like somebody like lied about being a minor, and then he had their actual ID and he proved it, and then he just completely got permanently. I'm just thinking of something that like, obviously, like I know you guys don't fuck with the minor shit. You shouldn't at all, because that shit is a no-go, and any type of minor weird shit, automatic, indefinite.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Derek Graz approached me at DreamHack Dallas. All right. I'm pretty sure it was DreamHack Dallas. I sat down with him. All right. Here's another thing that happens, right? So like, we don't post videos, right? We don't post like, hey, this is why so-and-so got banned, right? What ends up happening is that a lot of streamers take to social media and they say, this is what I got banned for, which was not the thing that they got banned for, like at all, right? Like at all, like totally different narrative. So what I ended up doing with Derek is I sat down with him and I said, all right, man, I'm going to show you the clips of the bullshit that you're pulling, right? All right. I sat down with him. I showed them to him. I was like, these are minors, man. We can't be doing this.
Well,
right.
And again, I don't know if I saw it out of context, but if they are minors, then for sure it's valid.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like, the story that's online is, but I want to be real with you. I want to be real with you about like, hey, someone comes up to me. I'm going to have a real conversation with you. I'm going to like man to man, right? Like, hey, let's pull up your tweet, sir. This is what you're saying you're doing.
Yeah.
This is what we got. Like, what do you think? Should we take it a step further and post it? Should we be like, hey, actually, this is why you got banned, bro? Or you get what I'm saying?
I think actually having the public, that's a great idea. How about if it's a controversial ban, no matter how big the streamer is, have the public see it, have the public react to it, and that's the way you guys cool about things.
That's kind of cool. Maybe there's like another page called like kick ban reveals. I don't fucking know. Some like page on
whatever it is. Yeah.
And it's like whenever someone goes public with like, hey, why'd I get banned? It's like we kind of can release it there. That could be kind of cool. And then like use the public opinion to kind of gauge like, hold on, was this warranted or not? That could kind of work. Because I think there's a whole bunch of like misconceptions around like why people got banned. That's for sure.
It would be super cool that I can make that a segment when I'm streaming. All right, who's the controversial ban of the week?
That should be a sick segment, eh?
Look at the Aussie. He loves it. Look at him. Look at him. Listen, yes, that's what we're gonna do. I'll make it a segment like once a week, the most controversial ban of the week, and then we just we'll have my chat board. Like it could be like a whole big thing.
I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one that you could start out with, right? Okay, so Neon recently. Okay, let's talk about Neon getting banned for the chicken thing. All right, so. He got banned for the chicken thing. All right. Look, I hunt. I've seen worse things on Discovery Channel. Right. I've seen worse things on like those fucking wilderness things, yada, yada, yada. Right. But the thing that took the social media were these like little side clips, right? These little side clips. What wasn't shown was the actual like picking apart of the chicken in real time, which was pretty gory, which was pretty bad, right? Like it hung on the shot for way too long. Let me also make another thing clear to chat. I don't make the decisions on these bans. All right. I just see them. I just see them. I come across them. Right. But my point is that the narrative on social media was, oh, this dude got banned. He's just on a survivor island, yada, yada, yada. Totally get that 100%. But at the same time, the clips of why he got banned weren't being accurately shown that speaks to the gore behind what was being done to that chicken.
Okay. I have a question because your chat's saying it. Did Ice Poseidon really get banned for throwing an egg?
Yeah, that he did.
Wow, it's a fucking egg.
He got banned, yeah.
Was that the one where he was on a highway, or was it moving cars, or was he throwing eggs at somebody? What was it?
Hey, so that was kind of like a case study of a internal meeting that kind of took place around moderation, and I think it was a wake up call. It was a wake up call that, hey, look, I think we're kind of going a little bit too far in trying to protect trying to protect ourselves from bad situations with IRL streaming. I think honestly, Ice Poseidon and a lot of what he's done these last 12 months has been amazing. He's really set the standard for IRL streaming. He's been super responsible, just being like a great person. He hasn't been invasive. He hasn't like caused any issues. Like he just sets like a great standard of quality IRL content. And yeah, I think in that situation, that like throwing the egg situation, I don't think that was fair on Ice. Ice took it well. He didn't even give a fuck. He was like, whatever, like I understand. But again, I think we've got a whole bunch of stuff we need to work on, right? And I think naturally, like the moderation goes, up and down in kind of flows depending on circumstances. But we're trying to balance it out. That's for sure.
But I've said that. I've said that so many times that without Ice Poseidon, there's no kick as well. I think all of CX knows that. I think Eddie, you know that. Tell you that I didn't give my flowers on the Mount Rushmore when I give it to Ice. He's the greatest IRL streamer of all time. What he's done for IRL streaming, he changed the fucking game, and what he's doing now, doing this, the Hunger Games and all these Squid Games, doing all the shit. He's elite, bro. He's on a different level. I love Ice. Great fucking guy. Great streamer. He can make anything entertaining. Anything. I had to bring that up because it just reminded me.
But taking it back real quick to the moderation aspect, look, we talk about Neon. That was like a 5-hour ban. That was there was a conversation, right? Like, good luck having that kind of conversation on other platforms in real time. Same thing with Ice Poseidon and the egg thing, right? Like, our partners team immediately gets on the phone with you guys and been like, all right, where do we cross the line? Where did you cross the line? What's reasonable? How can we get you back on the air? Because Eddie has said this plenty of times. We don't want to ban anyone. Like, I certainly don't want to see, like, I was more so on the moderation team probably in the first 13 months of Kick, all right? Because there was only like 10 of us running it for like the first 4 or 5 months, right? And then all of a sudden we so it was a little bit more of the Wild West. But as the platform grows, what I don't want to lose is those one-on-one conversations to be more reformative, right? Where your chat calls out a lot, like, we don't want to be Twitch 2.0, man. Like, we don't want to go ban.
Hold on. Let's pause that right there.
Yeah,
I think that's what will make Kick work. Stop trying to be Twitch. I think that's what the issue is. When we're trying to replicate Twitch instead of doing our own thing, that's what will always end up biting us in the ass. I think
totally agree. I did not come here for Twitch 2.0. I came here so that live streaming is the next mass media. I'm talking about taking over live streaming. Like, I'm talking about taking over Hulu, Paramount, fucking Amazon Prime. That's what I'm talking about. I think that live streaming, that's where my eye's at. I'm not trying to be Twitch 2.0, Mixer 2.0, fucking YouTube Gaming 2.0. Like, I'm like, our head's in a totally different stratosphere, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. 100%.
I think that's a good point, though, right? I think what defines Kick, what makes Kick, and I think making sure that we can really identify with, like, hold on, what's the point of differentiation, and making sure we stick our guns to it, because just trying to replicate what's been done before is not the play at all. And I think live streaming can go a really, 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 really long way. I think with the right the right flexibility to streamers. So. Yeah, I don't think for a second we want to replicate anything, but yeah, we got some work to do in terms of finding that point of differentiation. Adin, if I ask you what is, like, you say don't become like Twitch, right? You say, like, don't be like Twitch. What is the biggest issue with Twitch in your opinion?
Bro, I think like the moderation, right? I feel like when they could just ban people without like any type of call or FaceTime or something like that, like, yo, this is why you got banned. How do we go from here? Like, that's an example. I feel like the moderation, we're too deep in, bro. We gotta like just take your foot off the brake. Take your foot off the gas just a little bit and take a step back and let's try to like refigure things out, because there's gotta be a better system we can have. I feel like it's just not fair. I feel like there needs to be more understanding, but I completely also see the other side of the fence, what you're saying as well. I think that stuff can't go too far. I do see both sides. I do. I just think there needs to be a better balance. Like you said earlier, balance. Balance is number one.
Yeah.
I get that balance going.
On the note, I probably know, but what was the exact reason you got banned from Twitch? Like,
so
what was the official reason? Like, I know it was like something. Yeah. I loosely remember the story.
So back when obviously Kick first started, I got banned for an unmoderated chat in the top right of my screen, right? It just had a bunch of like swastikas and a bunch of slurs and TOS, all this shit, right? And I mean, there's other streamers that obviously have an unmoderated chat. You can't moderate thousands of people. You just can't, right? You can't. So do I do it? Do I think that they banned me for that specific reason? No, I don't. Do I think they banned me? Now it's just their way of getting me out of there so I wouldn't remote kick? Yeah, I do. But that's okay. And look, at the end of the day, bro, like I've accepted that and this is what it is. And yeah, I mean.
But if you think you got banned just for like promoting kick, why do you think like Train and X haven't been banned?
Train, I think Train did recently just get banned, actually. He just recently got banned for something really similar to that. Yeah. I think they unbanned him after a couple of days. Happy birthday to Train Rex, by the way. I love you, Train. I texted you, but happy birthday to you publicly. I haven't been on fucking stream or nothing, so I love you, Train. Happy birthday. 4 years old. Insane. Fuck. I'm just kidding. You're still young. But yeah, bro, that's the whole Twitch thing for me, right? But yeah, man, it is what it is.
Nah, cool. Fair enough.
Cool.
So real quick, during the unbanned campaign, during the unbanned Adin campaign from Twitch, like, how did you feel about all the people coming out who was just 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, saying leave Adin on kick, who were rolling out the red carpet over there? Like, how do you, I think this goes back to what you were saying earlier in the conversation. It's tough to have friends in this industry because they start being on Team Adin when they see that you could do something for them. Does that make sense?
So one thing I will say that I've actually, Coffin sat me down and he talked to me about this. He was like, yo, Adin, think about your community, your Twitter community, for example. It's so toxic. But it's because, Adin, they see every clip of every streamer throwing shots at you. That's why they're the way they are towards other streamers. It's not because they solely hate on them just because they're bad people. It's because the shots they subliminally throw at you. And that's what Cuff sat me down and talked to me about it. Which, by the way, guys, I still have 20-something days to bring that con back. But I don't know if I'll bring it back just because I want to rebuild it. I want to bring in people that are on this path to just kind of be like on some shit where we can keep elevating. And I've said this so many fucking times, but like, that's why my action is going to speak up louder than my words. And I'm going to actually go down the right path. And this time, not going to fucking pussy out. I'm going to stay down this path. I'm not going to turn into no PG streamer like Trainwreck would say, but I'm going to definitely take things back a little notch just so I can get more and give people what they more want to see. I'll still speak my beliefs and what I truly believe in my rights, obviously, everything. But yeah, bro, to answer your question, to see people subliminally shade and then now they're happy in moments. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's part of the game, bro. It's part of what space we're in, right? We're in entertainment space. So it's like, at the end of the day, bro, as long as these people are cool with me, one-on-one, fucking texting and calling me and shit, and checking up on me and shit like that, and I'm checking about them, and as long as we have a relationship outside of this shit, and they can say what they want on stream. That's why when I saw XQC and Kai today going at it, I was upset. Because, bro, they're two genuine people. And XQC is just a major fucking troll. He's a major troll. I know that's how Felix speaks and that's how he jokes. But one-on-one, Felix is like the sweetest guy ever, bro. He's the sweetest. He's a great fucking friend. And Kai's a great human being, too. He's a sweet human being as well. So when I saw that, it made me mad. It's like, fuck, bro. Like, it just looks bad like that they're doing that. Because I know reality, these are two really good people. Kai has a big heart and so does X. So that made me upset. But again, bro, it's like, as far as the space goes, like the people that I talk to off camera, and I don't have to talk to them every day, but just people that check up on me and I check up on them, and it's genuine. They're good people, and there's some, but there's not a lot. Honestly, there's not a lot.
And on the like community stuff, like heaps of people asking about that. Like, I know we've spoken about this loosely, but why don't you just like moderate it? Like find a middle ground, like find just a little bit of a middle ground,
work, bro.
And get that community back. Like I don't know. I look at like,
of course you want it back.
Like
of course you want it back. Of course you do.
With you, right? Like the biggest thing you've got, right? Well, not the biggest, right? But one of the biggest thing is like this crazy loyal following, right? This like insanely loyal following that like I don't think anyone will ever be able to replicate. And now I don't know. I think keeping like the community alive just in some form, even if it's just like I don't know, like you could be PG or whatever you want to call it, but just keeping everyone together, you know?
No, not PG.
Man, you gotta keep that together. Like, I don't know. That was like, again, it was toxic
it's not
even towards me, right? But I was like, fuck, that's cool. Like people like fuck with you that much.
But it's cool until it's not cool, until family gets harassed and all mental stuff goes down and people start to do things that like is not human and fucking, you know, then it's not cool. Then it's not cool. And then it's not worth it.
Surely you can get like a ban there, right? Or like, you know, you just get like,
I've been trying to moderate this thing for a long time. And
you got some of the best mods in the game, right? They could figure that out in like a minute.
Well, I didn't solely delete it for the actual purpose. There's a few reasons. I'll be real with you. There's a few. And look, some people internally wanted me to, you know, fix it, you know, to do it. It would help my future in some way. So I said, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. And honestly, it's the best thing for me too, because if I can just some way make my community mature with me, then that's all I need, bro. People don't want to fucking be around somebody that has the craziest community, bro. I have genuine people hit me up, be like, yo, why are they saying this shit? Why are they saying this shit? And again, like, what Kapu said is the other standpoint on it. The standpoint is they just fuck with you so much and they see everyone treat you like shit and talk shit about you. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, it's like, I don't give a fuck. And if I don't give a fuck, why do you give a fuck? Because I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'm still going to stream. I'm still going to do this. Motherfuckers are still going to want me to collab with this person no matter what, even if they hate them. It's all a bunch of fake. So I like the community side of things where people are actually cool and they have lives. The people that just sit there all day and they're negative, I don't fuck with that, bro. I'm sorry. I don't like that. I don't like that. I think people got to stop being negative, and I think people got to just be happy, and that's it, bro. I think it would be great if people could just be positive. Straight up. Convi, I know you're watching. Convi, can you please bring me water, bro? I asked you like 10 minutes ago, and it's not even on no servant shit, butler shit. Please, bro, it's hot as fuck, bro. Please, I need a water.
Yeah, and Andrew was talking about well, I guess kind of mentioning that you more or less.
I don't know. You like a shirt.
Oh my God. Sorry, Eddie. What'd you say? Thank you.
Yo, what's up, Eddie?
Hey, Comfy, how's it going, man?
Hope the call's going good.
Yeah, we good.
Okay. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, yeah. Andrew was mentioning like you kind of like whatever paved the way for a lot of streamers in terms of like, you know, content creation, all that kind of stuff. I know you've heard it a million times, right? But have you thought about like what like? Surely you've thought about like an idea of kind of revolutionizing streaming again, right? Is that kind of your goal to do that again? Like, you know, take things to another level and kind of sort of evaluate how you run your streams and kind of set that new standard, right? Like, surely that's your kind of goal going forward.
I just think creating a bunch of new shit. I feel like boxing, for example, was so great. I got shut down because we didn't have the paperwork and legitimacy, right? But now we have everything. So now it's like, okay, this is a gold mine. It took me months to get the legitimacy for it. And I actually was passionate about this shit. When I lost the boxing because I got shut down due to not being legal, it broke my heart. I was like, damn, I was really passionate about this. This is so fucking awesome. And this gives me a whole different industry to kind of tie down and get bigger in. But I was just at the recent UFC in Tampa, Kobe Covington versus Buckley. The commissioner of Florida walks up to me and he smiled and he gave me a handshake. He says, congratulations, you're finally fucking legit. And then I said, you got to come to my first event. And it's like, he's the one who handed me a card at the UFC a year ago or ish. It was like, yo, Mr. Ross, this is a card basically saying you got to basically get legit or we're going to have to shut you down. So that is an awesome moment for me that I'm with my dad. He walks right up to me and he just hands me that card. Or not, well, doesn't hand me the card, but shakes my hand. It was awesome, bro, because now I understand. It's like, now that I have this shit, I'm not gonna let it go this time. I'm not gonna take advantage because this shit is an automatic hit. I think everyone loves fighting. I think everyone's gonna love the people that I'm gonna bring on. And I think everyone's gonna fuck with it, bro. And I think it's something really special and I'm not gonna let it go this time. So creating more shit like that, revolutionizing more projects like that is kind of what I want to get into. Not so much like the traditional desktop streams, because I feel like those are awesome to do, but I feel like they're not the best to do.
We talked about this a bit though.
At this point, it's so saturated. It's so saturated though.
But even like the desktop streams, when you're doing like your Discord stuff and that, I don't know, there is like a good portion of people that fuck with that, right? I think it's about like finding that medium between like the desktop streams and kind of just like interacting with that loyal community, but also that medium behind doing crazy shit, right? Like whether it's brand risk boxing events or, you know, IRL trips, all that kind of stuff, which you're on the forefront of. But the desktop streams, they've still got a place, right? Like I think there's certainly some great moments that come from just sitting back, kind of taking in what's happened over the last week. I don't know, me personally, like I've watched quite a bit of your streams and stuff, and I think there's been incredible segments there. Like I don't know, I wouldn't like discard the desktop streams as if they're like bad. I think out of anyone who does desktop streams, you do them pretty damn well, right?
Yeah, I mean, bro, I have fun doing it. If I have planned segments, it's a lot of fun. But I feel like once you start doing streams that you don't have plans, because you do have to plan, because my community will be like, oh, watch it and do anything. But then they'll be like, oh, fuck, what the fuck is this shit? So I don't want them to think that. I want them every time I'm live, they're like, oh, shit, let's tune in. That's the whole thing, right? I want them to be like, oh, fuck, Aiden is live. What's he doing today? That's what I want. So I had that. And I've had that before. And I think the way to do it is just kind of having my mind set on one thing, and that's having fun. I feel like when I'm forcing it, and for example, like my recent, when I was forcing going live, trying to go live 60 days in a row, it's a force fit. I'm kind of miserable at the end. And it's like, if I would have just basically, did some shit where I would schedule it, it'd be a lot smoother, a lot better. People would fuck with it more. Quality over quantity, I feel like at this point is very important to do in streaming, especially when you have somebody's level like mine, or not even like mine. I feel like any small streamer as well, mid streamer, whatever the fuck it is, you got to have some type of like quality to it to kind of basically stand out.
Yeah. Well, when can we expect the brand risk boxing to come back? What you've got clearance.
January.
What you've got like.
We got a date. Yeah, January. Yeah, we're not gonna miss a month. We're gonna go January through December, no matter what. So that's locked. I'm not stopping a month for brand risk. That's gonna be dope. Very, very excited.
So Adin, where are you gonna stream that?
I don't know, bro. Maybe Twitch. that hurt your heart, didn't it? I love it. Nah. We'll see, bro. Obviously, look, I'll be real. I'm doing brand risk on Kick. Eddie, you've been nothing but so right to me as a partner in this shit, and you're great, bro. And you believe in brand risk, and I know you want to see this shit go to the moon. I think we'll make something so big out of this, bro. Leave it with me, leave it with Tav, leave it with the people that are gonna make this shit the next level. And we're gonna do brand risk on Kick on 1,000,000%, no matter what. Brand risk will be on Kick, or that's the only way to do it right on there. And we're going to make that shit even bigger and better. I want to sell out venues one day with this brand risk and shit. I want to collaborate with UFC one day with this brand risk shit. I want to take this shit to the next level, bro. So that shit is coming no matter what, January. No matter what. On Kick.
Oh yeah.
On Kick.
January, brand risk boxing returns on Kick. Love it. What? But when can we expect you to go live before that as well? Is that happening pretty soon or?
Yeah. So check this out, right? So pretty much, why are you not smiling, bro? Damn, the fuck?
Hey,
oh, hell no. This motherfucker. I'm going to be live very soon. But Eddie knows something. He knows something very, 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 very special that I think is coming up. And I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Right, Eddie? If that shit goes through, you think it'll be a good one?
I don't normally get overly excited about ideas. I'm always like, oh shit, I've heard it all kind of thing. But like this one, I'm like, fuck, this is kind of cool, right? I don't know. I think it's gonna be epic. I think there's some. I think this will be one of your better comebacks. Put it that way. I know you've had some pretty epic comebacks, but this is gonna be up there. So I'm looking forward to it.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Well, look, bro. I haven't slept all night, and I love this, and I very, very happy that you guys are always doing this and you're trying to hop on and see ideas and stuff. And I'm bound to do this again. And I want to let everyone know in this chat, straight up, I love all of you. I miss streaming. I really, really do. We're going to figure this shit out. Eddie's putting on this little stank face. He's like, I've heard this before. But we're going to figure this shit out, bro. I'm going to make this shit awesome. 2025. I know I said this last year, but we did pretty good. Just the breaks kind of fucked me up, but I'm going to make sure I'm not taking breaks. We're going to lock in. I just want to make sure that we set these things and make this shit happen and go crazy. Thank you, Eddie. And thank you, Santana as well. I really appreciate you guys having me on. And is there anything else?
Hey, Eddie, real quick, just to bury the hash with Aiden on my end, because I want to make it 100%. That way we got chatting here, right? I'm not here to be a blocker for you, sir. All right. I've been here for 2 years, right? And I would have been gone a long time ago if I had an issue with you. All right. I want to let you know you got me direct in Discord. If you ever need anything, man, please just hit me up. All right. The shit you've done has been amazing. I'm not here to get in Eddie's way. I'm not here to get in Bijan's way either. Right. If anything, man, I'm a facilitator. I'm a grease man. And I'm just here to make fucking Kick explode, man. And I want to make that 100% with you and Eddie, man. Like I didn't put my career on the line to come here to Kick to do Twitch 2.0. I'm here to do something drastically different. And I think you guys are the guys to do it with.
Thank you for that, man. That was very nice of you.
Hey, Adin, it is absolute pleasure to chat with you as always, man. I think, it goes without saying that this place, Kick, as a platform, has very much been molded around, what you brought to it. The amount of creators, the amount of streamers that have come on the back of this is phenomenal. I think it's been pretty epic last 2 years. I think given everything, 2024, I think there was some pretty fucking crazy moments. Even 2023, like there was some epic moments throughout that as well, right? I think the year ahead with what you've got planned, what you've been telling me, I think it's going to be awesome. And I think all in all, I think if we find some ways to collaborate, some things to work on, who knows what that looks like exactly, but I think there's some pretty amazing stuff to come forward, and look forward to sort of seeing what you come up with.
Thanks, Ed. Again, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. You guys got any Christmas plans or holiday plans? What you guys doing?
Oh man, taking it easy, just chilling. Just got family around, just the the same old stuff. You
chilling?
Oh, nice. Well, actually, it's Hanukkah, and Eddie, I'm gonna need you to send me some crypto. Otherwise, you don't like Jewish people. So I'm gonna need you to just send me some crypto.
Yep.
Or you don't like Jews, right? So I'm expecting my Hanukkah gift. You have like 3 days.
I'm pretty sure you should send me some crypto, man. I've seen you've been sitting on a little bit too much of that, man. I think you're doing too well. You said
I am doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I am doing pretty good. All right, guys, look, chat. And God bless everybody. Hope everyone has an amazing start to 2025, an amazing Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is. Thank you both for having me, and thank you to this chat. Thank you so much. I fucking love everybody in here. I love everybody. All right, guys. Peace.
Not Adin.
All right, see ya. The fuck do I hang up on this Mexican setup? Hold on. No, I swear to God, Oh, I got it.
Oh shit! I lost.
Did he say Mexican setup? I think he did.
Yeah, I think he's taken it's a joke at Convy, I think.
Convy, right?
Yeah. He's a Convy's house. I think that was like the most serious conversation I've ever had with Adin. He was like full locked in on serious mode. It was good. It was good though. It was a good conversation. A really great chat.
It was different, man. It was different. It was good. It was business yet like it was reasonable,
No, straight up. I think what Adin was talking about in terms of what he's got coming up this week though, it's gonna be fucking cool. All right. I don't know. I genuinely don't get too excited around like upcoming plans, but like fuck this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be really great. So I think if there's anyone who's maybe tuning in and a big Adin fan, I think this week is gonna be probably up there in one of those most epic moments. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
I mean, but like bigger than what we saw with Trump, man. Like, I mean, are we talking
I don't think it's on that level. It's not that level, right? It's different. It's going to be up there, though. It's going to be up there. Yeah. It's going to be up there, I reckon. I don't know. We'll see. It all comes down to the execution, but I think with the foundation, it's been laid. Like, I think there's, a lot that can come from it. So, I don't know. I can't say anything yet. I'll leave it to Adin and everyone else involved to kind of announce it, but.
So what are your overall thoughts on what he was talking about on like moderation, the poll that you put out there, like the balance that we're trying to find? Like, I think me personally, I think we're nimble enough to adapt. And I think that that's a massive advantage that we have across other platforms, man.
Yeah, listen, I've got my own opinions on it, right? I've tried to stay out of moderation a little bit. I stopped getting too involved with it because it was I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I operate. I like more logical sort of approaches to things, and moderation is anything but logical. Sometimes it's complicated, right? It's like, there's so many different aspects to it and so many different facets that you have to keep in mind. So I kind of moved away, but I definitely think like we kind of these last sort of 3-4 months on Kick, it's definitely lost sight of what made it really exciting. Like Kick was really that place. Sure, it got some bad headlines, but like, I don't know, me personally, I don't care about headlines, right? I don't care about like, again, there's the Dexertos, there's the drama alerts, there's the, whatever news. I personally don't care when one of them sort of like frames Kick as being this like really bad place. I understand why it's really important to make sure that other people on Kick don't feel bad about being on it. But at the same time, I think that, having that point of differentiation is important, right? And I think when you push moderation too hard and you start suffocating out a lot of creators, it does have a downside to it. So, I think we can do so much better. But the thing that makes me so happy about all that stuff is because I know it's so easy for us to change it, right? There is no directive from like a parent company up there saying like, you must do this. Like, the changing of these situations is as simple as just going, hey, look, this is what the community wants. The difference with Kick is it is 100% community driven. It's not advertiser driven. It's not shareholder driven. It's not, driven by whatever. It's literally driven by the community, right? And a lot of the changes in moderation were based around, streamers saying, we want better moderation. We want more, terms of service or community guidelines to protect the platform from being tainted in a certain way. So a lot of it was, community feedback. So that's the thing. That's the beauty about Kick. It truly is made by streamers for streamers, and everything we do is based upon feedback. So, if the community says, hey, look, we want things to be looser, we'll make them looser. If they want it to be stricter, we'll make it stricter. So there is no directive from up top. It's about just, keeping finger on the pulse, understanding what's working, what's not working, and just aiming to do better. So yeah, I think there's a lot more that can be done on that front. I think we can get ourselves in a good position. But again, it just takes time. It takes time to find that balance. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah, man. Things that you look for in a conversation, especially a conversation like with Adin, you look for things being reasonable, right? When we were talking about moderation, he said his point, but then he also said, hey, but I also understand what you guys are faced with. I see your guys' side of the story. So as long as I continue to hear that level of conversation back and forth where you understand what our guys in Serbia and Australia are trying to maintain, then we're always going to listen and we're always going to adapt also, right? So, but that's one thing that I just want to also say is like, the team in Serbia, like these guys and girls, man, are unbelievable people. They're the level of support that they give on a 24/7 basis, like a live chat basis, is unparalleled, right? So it's as Kick continues to explode, like handling that kind of volume and moderation, it's going to take time to evolve, but we're evolving. It isn't like this one size fits all moderation, and the team in Serbia adapts really, really well, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think we've got the tools and the foundation to make that happen. Hold on, I think someone might want to be joining the call in a sec. Hold on.
Got a surprise guest.
Yeah, we got a surprise guest. Yeah, no, I think we can move it around. We can move it around. I think there's heaps of room. There's heaps of room, right? It's just a matter of having a conversation. I think we maybe went too far in one direction or too far in another, but we're balancing it out. But I think, again, the most important thing is what Adin mentioned is all those small things, whether it's fucking channel points, whether it's kicks, whether it's a better app and all that kind of stuff. Like that is the thing that Kick fucks up the most, right? And it needs to be done. It needs to be done. When you use Kick, it needs to be like the best product. I say that all the time. But like that's kind of key. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's key is to get the to get the product in the right place, but the rest is all kind of just moving certain parts around, right? It can all be achieved. All of that is Deepak's fault. What did Deepak do wrong? And Deepak is great. Is Kick being hostage by government outreach? Nah, Kick ain't being held hostage by government outreach. I don't think Kick doesn't really. Obviously, there's obligations from like law enforcement all around the world for us to kind of do certain things, but it's not. It doesn't like moderate. It doesn't like have any influence over our terms of service or our community guidelines. That is completely independent. Like Kick is genuinely 100% independent. Like I can't say the same for like any other social media website. I think it's like literally whatever is best for the community is the direction we'll take. W Eddie X Adin need once a month. Yeah, maybe you should have Adin on these calls more often. I think X and Train. It would have been great to have Train on as well for this call. But I think I think it'd be good to. I think these Kick talks, like using them as an opportunity to bring on like not just smaller creators, but like some of like the really large ones too, is like the greatest opportunity to kind of get a pulse check on where the scene's at. I think there's just there really is just so many different voices, so many different opinions that we have to try our best to cater towards, and I think it's super important to keep it across the board. Hey, look who it is.
All right.
Hey, Ice Poseidon, how you doing?
Oh, hey, now you can hear me. Eddie, I have something very important to say.
Yeah, what do you have to say?
Okay. I don't know. Obviously, you can just pass this message to Adin when you get the chance if he can't hear this. But listen, I went through the same fucking shit that he's going through, years ago. I had one of the biggest Reddits in the entire world. I had 10,000 people on it live 24/7. Like, it was fucking massive, and it was like really toxic and this and that. And I deleted it because I was trying to like get back on Twitch, and like other people told me delete it. It's toxic. It's not good. Blah, blah, blah. I was trying to change people's opinions and have them want to hang out with me. The same shit he was saying. And I realized nobody gives a fuck. The opinions never changed. Nobody gives a fuck. And when you lose the power of your community by shutting it down, people don't respect you anymore in this game. So he doesn't want to do that. And he even said it. The people around him probably wouldn't be around him if he didn't have money and fame. So I don't know why he's listening to people like that. He needs to listen to somebody who has the experience. And I've been doing this shit for 10 years, and I've got the experience, and it's a huge mistake if he keeps that shit deleted.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting take, right? I think deleting that will almost, again, I'm sure it'll live on, right? But it takes away from like, it takes away from the soul of like that, the following, right? And you just end up having enemies on all sides. You end up like, I guess sometimes when you try to appease everyone, you appease no one, right? I think is something, I've certainly learned in the streaming world is you kind of just got to pick a side and stick with it, right? If you try to make everyone happy, ultimately it's kind of, it ends up being a rough decision.
I mean, exactly. But and it's like, even if the viewers can be a little toxic, they're the ones who are on your side 100%. These other streamers, these other people that are giving them these opinions, they haven't been through it. They don't understand, and they're not on his side. They're just saying what they want to hear, and they're going to not give a fuck. But Adin's going to be the one dealing with the consequences, and then his own community is going to hate him as well. So, what you said makes more sense. He needs to just moderate it. That would be the best thing to do. But fully deleting it is it's going to make Adin, he's going to regret it. It's going to make him lose a lot of community power that streamers need to succeed.
But real quick, do you think it's really deleted, man? Aren't they just isn't Discord the master spot, right? Like, can't X pages be torn down, put back up, and these guys can rejoin in a heartbeat? Like, you don't think that? You got to think about it. He has a closer relationship than that, right?
I mean, you got to think about it. Okay, I have one of the biggest streamer discords out there. Like I have 90,000 people in my Discord, and if I were to make a new Reddit, it would not even come close to what it was before. Before I had 250,000 people on Reddit. And that reaches the mainstream. You know what I mean? Discord is a very hidden thing that is for the core community. So that doesn't reach the mainstream. That doesn't reach people outside the community. So no, you're going to lose people every time you make a new, community page or, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, no.
So what, speaking from experience here, it's like if you had not deleted that Reddit community back in whatever year it was, like, what do you think it would have made a substantial difference to where you are like today?
Yeah, I mean, if I never deleted that Reddit, I mean, I would have not had such a huge hit on viewership and relevancy, years ago when I deleted it, like that Reddit was the thing that was keeping me afloat. When I got banned on Twitch, that Reddit blew my YouTube up, it blew up my community. It made me go mainstream outside of live streaming. You know what I mean? So, it was a huge mistake for me to delete that. So I just see the same mistakes that he's making the same mistakes that I made, when I was 25.
Yeah, no, it's super interesting. I think I kind of like, I brought that up on that talk then. But like, I think we'd been loosely speaking about it as well, because I think, you can have like your streaming platform and stuff, but like as we know, like that's kind of unreliable sometimes, right? Like, you can get banned and stuff. Like having like a core community like located on like whether it's Reddit or X or wherever it is, like being able to fall back on something else that you rely on outside of like these streaming platforms or YouTube and stuff. Because reach says complicated. It's like it's truly unique that you're not like kind of in that position of having to be super reliant. And yeah, kind of cutting that off completely because someone said, hey, look, that's a good idea is. I don't know. I kind of look at it like a business, right? Like a business has value based on many different aspects, right? It's brand, it's operations, it's, all these different areas. Like, when I kind of look at Adin's brand, I look at his community and specifically that like X community, I'm like, okay, that's like a certain percent of his overall brand, right? And by deleting that is just like shutting down a whole bunch of value, right? Which is probably the same way you probably end up figuring out when you delete your Reddit, like it kind of affected your overall brand and, the whole Ice Poseidon and, your reach, right? So, well, I know we'll see what happens. I have a feeling that community will come back though. I have a feeling it will, maybe with your wise words as well, it can help get that across the line.
I mean, hopefully, yeah. I mean, it's very valuable to him. So if he just moderates it, it'd be better. But to be honest, but
you've tried like moderating your community quite a bit, right, Ice? Like, does it work?
Yeah. Okay. My community was far more toxic than Adin's community, to be honest. So it didn't really work. But my community was also older, so they're kind of more degenerate. I feel like Adin's viewers will be more accepting of moderation because they're kind of, like younger. So I don't think they care that much. They're not as degenerate. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it would work. I mean, if you just moderate it enough, eventually they'll just have to like, go with it. It's like they really have no choice.
Yo, I don't know, man. I think your community's come around, man. I mean, like, you think that they're more toxic than you? Who's got the most toxic community out there, in your opinion?
Oh, I mean, right now my community is not like super toxic, no. But I'm saying back then it was super fucking toxic, But I mean, but this like, yeah, okay, me, I have rebuilt my community and it has like helped it not be toxic. But I've also lost a lot of, power in the mainstream, right? And it's not worth it. You know what I mean? I'd rather just have the more toxic community. Because it was not going to be like something that was detrimental to me. You know what I mean? Because I can handle it. Like my mental fortitude is huge. Nothing really affects me. But my friends just didn't want to hang out with me. But like they're not really my friends anyways then, if they're really affected by that, I guess.
I guess what those same people you kind of like were looking to appease. What are you friends with them nowadays, or?
I mean, no. Most of the people that I called friends back then, that I felt bad that they didn't want to be on my streams, I'm not even friends with them anymore, so it doesn't even matter. And nowadays I'm mostly friends with streamers, the people that I stream with. So if they can't handle it, then they just can't be a streamer, and I don't really give a fuck. So you know what I mean? It's I don't know. Friends come and go very fast in this industry. So I've come to realize to not really care about their feelings as much, because in 5 years, 95% of the people I'm with, I'm not going to be with.
Yeah. No, I guess that's what the harsh reality of streaming. Hey, Ice, just quickly, we were speaking about moderation stuff. I know you've got like a super strong opinion on this. We'll kind of like mention like some specifics around moderation that were maybe like previously a bit too harsh. Like, I don't know, what's your opinion on kind of where Kick's at on that front, and what do you reckon should change? And do you have maybe some examples?
Yeah, so you said that you got a lot of community feedback from people who wanted stricter moderation, but in my opinion, I mean, I don't know who's giving the feedback here, but I think a lot of people, they don't really know what they want, and they are just like, oh, people are talking shit on Twitter, we have to make Kick not seem so bad. But like the people talking shit on Twitter, they are Twitch viewers, they are Twitch streamers. They don't have the genuine care for Kick. They don't give a fuck. They want Kick to look bad no matter what happens, right? It doesn't matter how much moderation you do. It doesn't matter how many fucking charities you donate to. It doesn't matter. People will always talk shit about Kick because it's going up against Twitch. And these people that rely on Twitch for money and, a career will never be on Kick's side. So I don't think it's ever wise to accommodate those people. Like the people who responded in your Twitter post saying that moderation needs to be harsher, those people, I think, are Twitch viewers who don't care about Kick. They want Kick to fail, and they're purposely voting for that so Kick fails. You can't ever go with the crowd that already hates you. You know what I mean? It doesn't work. I've tried that. It doesn't fucking work. I tried to get a ban on Twitch, for years. It doesn't work. They will always judge you no matter what, because they'll hold on to the past. They'll hold shit over your head. It just doesn't fucking matter. You got to just build your own, like Kick needs to just build its own path and grab people that support the vision. That's, in my opinion, the best rite of passage.
Yeah, I think it's like, yeah, certainly pretty easy to get caught up in some of those headlines, and I think like you mentioned, like whether it's Twitter, X, whatever, that starts to get real loud about stuff. It is definitely hard to disseminate between like the noise and the genuine concern, and the people who maybe don't have like the best interests of the platform in mind. Then I think certainly we are probably guilty of maybe getting caught up in those headlines a little bit at some points in time. And I think, moving away from that is something I certainly have been like pushing for a little bit internally, is like, hey, look, we need to like fucking turn off our Twitter. I think I talked about this on like the Kick Talk last week. I was like, I've stopped using that, well, not stopped, but like pretty much stopped using that platform, because no matter what happens, like it's just fucking full of negativity, right? Like I don't think anyone wants to see anyone succeed on there. And if you just end up making decisions based on that, it just, you're fucked if you do, fucked if you don't kind of situation. So you just got to kind of like choose where we want to go and stick to the guns, right? If you try to like, pivot because X, Y, and Z said this, and then so-and-so said that, and, you're just going to be chasing your tail for eternity, right? So, I think that's the best thing that Kick has, and it does have that flexibility to be who it wants, Like, we have the opportunity to say, like, this is what Kick is going to be, and this is what we want to allow, this is what we don't want to allow, and be open and transparent about it, and then say, hey, look, if you want to be a part of this, be a part of this. If you don't have to be. And I think, maybe that's kind of what's needed, is just like a very honest conversation about what we want this place to be. Because I certainly don't think, attempting to be exactly what Twitch is the idea, right? That'd be dumb. Like that'd be just suicide for the platform. But trying to be for example just like completely lawless as well, like sure that won't work either, right? But
yeah, I mean, of course you don't want to be completely lawless, I mean, you're a businessman, you have Kick, you want it to do well, you want it to have advertisers one day, you have Stake, whatever other businesses that you also have to protect, and because you're the CEO of the companies. So it's like, I understand your position as well, but without it being lawless, there is a path where it can be, you can ban people who are doing fucked up shit and not, going down the Twitch route at the same time. It's not hard to compete with Twitch's TOS because their TOS is fucking terrible. So, it's like, and then banning people who do the illegal shit or like super harassing shit. I mean, that is, a no brainer. So it's like, it's a very easy path to find, but it's also risky because people are going to continue to attack Kick, more and more as you go down this path, but you have to fight through it, right? It's the risky path, but I think it's the only path, to be honest, for Kick. I think if you go too hard on the moderation, it's just too similar to Twitch. And then, if it's too lawless, then nobody respects the platform. So, I think currently the moderation is, a little bit harsh, but if you just go back to where it was at the beginning, I think that would be the best thing for Kick, and people can still respect the platform, and it's not, Twitch's TOS. So people have a, better place to go if they don't want to get banned for no reason. But you have to be willing to accept the risk that comes with it. The shit talking, the fucking clickbaits on Twitter, all this bullshit. You got to just stick to your guns and just be like, hey, we're not fucked up, but this is who we are, and these are our values.
Yeah. What you're saying what you're saying is making a lot of sense. However, the only place I'm going to disagree with you is like where Kick was at the beginning. All right. Cause look, I think there's been a lot of growth, and I'll give you an example. Like, I think a positive pivot for Kick was the Riot LOL moment, right? Where we were like, holy shit, we got to protect kids. We can't fuck with minors. We cannot go down this road, right? So I just want to get like really inside baseball with you, because I don't know that you want to go back to that era, because there was a lot of just craziness that came out of that. There was a lot of unveiling for us. There was a lot of moments where we said, holy cow, we got to look, as long as you stay away from like hate speech, genocide, and freaking minorities, and as long as you don't like hate raid brigade other communities, I think you're going to be okay on Kick. There was, and then one other thing I'll leave you with and ask, because someone was saying it in chat, he goes, streamers are scared to do IRL with the latest way that moderation's happening. I just want to see if you feel that way going up on Kick.
I mean, I might be a little biased because, maybe people think, I have like more leeway than other streamers, but I mean, I'm not scared to do IRL. And most of the stuff I do, if I did on Twitch, I would get banned,
You were banned for throwing an egg. You were banned for throwing an egg, and then you're reinstated.
And I wonder who did that.
Oh, fuck. Man, that incident, what was your thought after that happened?
I mean, I get it. I was on the highway. I was driving on the highway. I threw an egg. I get it. It's dangerous. Understandable. You know what I mean? I'm not even upset about that. That's my own fault. But I think it would have been better to get a warning, because before that, I was throwing eggs for days and, I wasn't banned. So it's like a warning would have, in my opinion, been more warranted, because then I would have just stopped. And then my community wouldn't have been like, oh, fuck Kick and like all this other shit. So, that would have been like the best action to go for, I think. And then, and he gets the same message across without any of the downsides. And, back to you, Santa Maria. Yeah. obviously we don't want racism, and I don't know what the riot LOL stuff is, but anything with minors, that's obviously, we don't want that. That's partly the reason why Twitch doesn't have, like chat roulette, allowed on their platform, because it's too difficult to moderate. You can't watch every single person 100% of the time, and then that's where you get these bad clickbait fucking clips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think it's just those individual clips that end up, taking like the full toll on it. But hey, I think it's mentioned Aiden, that kind of egg situation, right? It's kind of funny the way it's kind of phrased, but I think it was definitely kind of a turning point for us internally to go, hold on a second. I think we might actually be like suffocating the ability for people to make great content. I think that's the biggest upside that we have, right? Is that, on the back of being able to be a bit flexible, like amazing content can live, right? Because like you were saying before, like a lot of stuff you've been doing recently, these last sort of 24 months or however long it's been, probably wouldn't be allowed on a lot of places, right? And if you're able to do this, with ease and have conversations when things are kind of getting into hot waters, it's just so much more powerful. But is there any other recent bans like in the IRL section that you kind of disagree with, Ice?
I don't really keep track of like everybody's bans. I did nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. I guess, Neon getting banned for the chicken. I don't think he should have been banned for that. It's just a chicken, and like, I get it, you don't want to torture animals, whatever, but it's just a chicken, and chickens are meant to be eaten. So, and he's on a survival island, and it's like, on YouTube, you search decapitating a chicken, and it's you can watch a video. So, I don't know, shit like that.
Speaking of which,
yo,
we got him on.
Hey,
can y'all hear me?
We got Neon on.
Can y'all see me?
We got you, man.
Where are you at? You're in the airport right now.
Yeah. It was good, Eddie. It was good, man. It was good, Ice.
Ice was just saying that he wasn't a big fan of the chicken ban. Hey, to be fair, the chicken ban actually, I think that was like the AI moderation for like catching gore. Like that was like, we've got this AI moderation stuff to like make sure we like get porn and all this kind of stuff like off the platform real quick. Like the AI moderation did not like you taking the feathers off the chicken. It got really angry.
I want to talk about that real quick, but first off, I wanted to say, Eddie directly, I wanted to say I apologize for some of the stuff I said about the Kick Awards. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean what I said. But the only reason I said that is because that, the nicest way possible, that bitch came for me for no reason. So I just felt the need to violate her. But I have nothing against the Kick Awards. It's amazing. I hope, whoever wins. And, nothing against that. But I just want to talk about the ban. Mustache, I know you said, like, I got banned for plucking the feathers and stuff. But first off, Eddie said it was AI and stuff. But the reason why I was so mad about the ban is because I had the whole stream plan. First off, like, I feel like on Kick, like, other than Ice and a few other people, everyone else is just sitting on their ass doing like absolutely nothing. And like, I'm making an effort. I'm going from fucking country to country, doing all this shit, working my ass off, spending all this money out of pocket, like trying my fucking hardest to put on the best content ever. And like, I'm doing a 24-hour stream. The stream is going well as fuck, right? And when I sit there and I get banned for the dumbest shit ever, and I made sure not to show anything. Like, I'm showing I know Mustache, you said that, like, it's like gory to show me pulling the shit off the chicken, but it's not, bro. It's a dead chicken. You can go to a fucking Walmart and see that. So like, it was bullshit. And like, honestly, I was pissed as fuck. And by the way, Eddie, nothing against you. Without you, Kick wouldn't be anything. You're the fucking best owner ever. I just feel like some people came in who just don't know what they're doing at all whatsoever. But, regarding the ban, I just feel like it was really crazy. And then it took some time to get me back. And then at that point, my whole stream was fucked. The flow was fucked of it. Everything we had planned, segment on segment. Of course, like, we had some fucking scripted shit and all this bullshit planned. Everything got ruined. And I just sat on the fucking island until 6 a.m. with like 50,000 mosquitoes, like biting my dick every second. It was crazy. I was just sitting there depressed as fuck. Like, it was really sad. But I just feel like I wanted to speak because I know you guys were talking about the moderation. I think the moderation is just completely fucked. Like, the reason why Kick was so good and why I love Kick so much is because we could do whatever the fuck we wanted. Obviously, I wouldn't go around saying crazy slurs. I don't do that. Like, I've fixed my brand so much compared to what I used to be, but I still get banned and I still like see so much bullshit happen. And like, by the way, Tifu literally fucking shot a pig on stream and you saw the pig die. The pig was slowly dying on stream and absolutely nothing happened to him. I got banned for fucking trying to make content. Like, it blew my mind. Like, it generally made me pissed, bro. But it has nothing to do with you, Eddie. You know, I love Kick. I'll forever be on Kick for the rest of my life. But I feel like a lot of people have special treatment. I didn't even get put on the front page until I had to say something. Instead, they got some fucking big titty bitch streamers with OnlyFans links and shit. Like, it just, I don't know. I feel like I have to speak on it. And I just feel like it's a lot of unfair shit. And I don't know if it's Mustache. I don't know who it is, but I know it's not you, Eddie. And it's not Akil. It's none of that. And I know Mustache, you cut your mustache because of me, bro. And you look a lot worse about it. So
I kept it in the jar. And I wrote Leon on the jar. And I dyed it. I dyed the mustache hair. I dyed it blonde in honor of you. That's how much I think of you. Look, man, I didn't ban you, bro. To assume that people just have a vendetta against you is very streamer of you. I didn't ban you, man. All right. Here's the deal. All right. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that there's worse things that have been done on Discovery Channel. I think there's worse things that have been shown. I didn't ban you though. Coming after me ain't going to fix it at all. Having a reasonable conversation will, all right? And we can adapt. But here's the other thing, man. Like, the day that you flipped out about front page, I suggested that you forget front page, which is wild.
Hey, I sent you that picture, right, Leon? I sent you that picture, correct?
Here's the other thing. Leon. Your intel is busted. All right.
I think you're just horny, bro. No, I think you're horny because all I see is you and bitches chats, bro. You're horny, bro. You're a horny man. I get it. I'm horny too. We're all horny. I'm horny, bro. We all got dicks. You just gotta beat your dick instead of going and chat.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's quite fair. I think there's about 50% of the platform is female, right? Like, come on.
By the way, Eddie, that's got nothing to do with you. The shit you did on Kick is amazing, bro. You've blessed me so much. You changed my life. I love you so much. Like, dead ass, bro. Like, I owe you the world, bro. Thank you so much. I came on Kick averaging 1,000, 2,000 views, whatever, bro. Now, look at me. And it's all because of you, bro. And I really appreciate you. But this mustache guy is just crazy, bro. But
hey, the mustache is going to come back dyed. It's going to be frosted tips. It's going to be called the neon.
I need an apology, bro.
It's going to be called the neon stash, man. It's going to go hard.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? I just think there's a lot of, changes that need to be. I hope you guys do it, but I think the first change is firing mustache. Other than that, you're on a great path. Kick is amazing. It's going to keep growing, prospering. I hear Aiden's coming back. We fucking need him so bad. But, honestly, bro, at this point, hire a fucking homeless guy over this guy on the moderation team, bro. Or Ice, bro. Like, this guy knows what he's talking about, bro. I know you talk shit about me and stuff, bro, but you're a fucking great asset to Kick, bro. You actually try. Like, you try, bro. You try your ass off. You go work your ass off, do IRL streams, fucking try your hardest to put on for Kick. Just like I do, bro. But the people that get fucking commended are the people that sit on the slots and the people that sit and don't do shit. When I'm trying so hard, bro.
I just want to clarify. I just want to clarify that I've never talked shit about you as a person. I just have talked shit that there have been view bots on the stream.
Yeah, no, and you can say whatever you want. And, you can say everyone talks shit. I've been talking shit all my whole life. I don't care on that. It's just the fact that, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm not as respected as I should be. Not by Eddie, but just by everyone else.
And I just want to clear one thing up, right? I think, like, I know Andrew's mentioned this, and I will say this to you, like, open and honest. Like, yeah, Andrew's not leading the moderation side, right? I think the moderation side is certainly something which has evolved on the back of lots of different opinions within the company, right? And I think, we're starting to understand, hey, look, where do we want to be? And we're starting to reevaluate exactly that, right? So, I think, blaming Andrew
I think he has
for the moderation.
I think he has influence.
I think if anything, Andrew's a supporter of exactly what you're looking for, right? I will say that genuinely. And yeah, I just want to quickly set that straight.
Eddie, hey, bro, Leon, what the fuck is going on in this airport? Holy shit, bro! It's like a bomb going on. Are we good? How many more minutes do I have? One sec. We're about to board. I'm about to miss my flight, so I gotta. Hold on. How many more minutes? Nope. How many more minutes do we have? Okay, all right. Yeah, no, I just think he heavily influences all the bands and what happens because he's all in their ears and stuff. But
I think it's just because Andrew's on Twitter heaps, right? I think Andrew like posts a bunch of tweets and then subsequently gets like, framed. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I'm telling you that's not the case. It's not the case at all.
Well, I mean, realistically, I mean, in my opinion, I think you guys are doing a great job, but you guys, okay, Andrew, you said you're not doing the moderation, right?
Listen, I haven't done guys. I haven't been on the moderation team in like 13. I haven't banned someone in like 13 months.
so then what are you doing?
I was on the moderation team for like the first year.
You haven't done the moderation, but you are the head of moderation right now, right?
I am not the head of moderation. No.
So what do you do?
Do you guys think that moderation is the only fucking thing a live stream platform does? No.
Well, Eddie, you got everything else.
Here's the thing. What do I do? Okay, so the most recent stuff is probably wrapped up DreamHack, renegotiating that for 2025. Got the Game Awards over to stream on Kick. So yeah, like, look, Neon,
mid, bro.
Well, my point was going to be that if you're the head of moderation or whatever, you guys, you were like head of Kick or like one of the heads of Kick. If you're not agreeing with moderation, you got to involve yourself.
Whoever
your mustache was shit. That's why you cut it off. Your mustache was shit. That's why you cut it off. You went in the girls' chats. You went in girls' chats, gifted them subs, and thought you were gonna get pussy, and you shaved your mustache because one of the girls told you to, and you still look ugly as shit, bro. This is what you do. I gotta go on my flight, Eddie. I love you so much. It's one quick fix, bro. I love Kick. Kick is on top. I fucking love Kick. One quick fix. Fire this motherfucker. He sucks. He's milking your money. I love you so much, Eddie. Kick. I love you. Stop going
all day long.
Stop going in girls' chats and gifting them subs. You're not gonna fuck them, bro. You can get pussy on Fig in LA for $100, bro. I'll send you where to go. I got you, bro. Have a great day. God bless. Eddie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come off like that. I just had to speak my mind. I love you. I was also really mad because I lost so much money on that island. But you know what, bro? Money grows on trees. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here for money. I'm here to actually grow on the platform. I can't grow a mustache here. Mustache, I love you too, but you're a piece of shit. Have a great day.
Later.
I don't love you. You're a piece of shit.
Later.
Oh shit, that was interesting. Yeah, fuck. That got heated real quick. I think Kick Talk has gone unhinged. It's lost all.
No, that was some content right there. That was some good content. No, Andrew, I'm not gonna lie. Andrew is some of the best content I've ever seen in my life. Your responses are so ridiculous that they make me fucking bust out laughing. Like, bro, when you had if you had the mustache right now, oh man, dude, you would be like top tier fucking content, bro. With the shit that you say.
I appreciate that. No, but in all seriousness, it's good that after Aiden comes on, guys like you and Neon come on. It means you guys care, which is massive.
Yeah, my point was the point I was trying to make anyways was that if you're involved heavily with Kick, if you're not agreeing with the moderation, you should involve yourself with it and like give them some guidance,
I think, moderation can be guided from so many different angles, right? Like, when it comes to moderation of a platform, like, just having an opinion on stuff can start to influence, like, the direction a company goes on. It becomes like I think it's everyone's responsibility. Even if you're not directly involved in moderation, it's your responsibility to kind of, help push things in the right direction as a platform. Like, I think everyone, whether they're involved in actually clicking that ban button or not, everyone's got to sign up and agree to what the vision of Kick looks like, because, the moderation, how it's moved has been based not just around the moderators. The moderators are just doing the job. Like, they're kind of like, they're given like ban for this long if this happens. Like, they've got a list of like 1,000 things almost that like what you do and what you ban on. And that list changes based upon, the way people start to socialize internally. So, I think you make a really good point, Ice, in the sense that, like, it doesn't matter where you sit and what your kind of daily duties are. Everyone should hopefully have, like, the same idea of where things should be and help kind of influence it in that direction. So, I think we got some work to do on that front, but.
Yeah. I would only suggest hiring, like, maybe at least one person that is in the office in Australia, in the kick office, that sits around everybody and is like, you guys are all real close with each other, and then he will guide the moderators in Serbia, right? I mean, that's my opinion on what I think should happen, because then he can have the context of different streamers and be more in the know, and then he can provide the context to the moderators. I think that would be, beneficial. I mean, I don't know how it all works. I don't know what system you guys have going currently, but it's just an opinion.
The chat's saying to bring Abs on the call. That actually might not be a worst idea. Should we have Abs on for a second? If we've gone all out and we've gone completely off script. Bring Abs work.
Luke,
bring him on.
He's seen how it works.
In Serbia?
So he's a trusted opinion now. He's outside the gate. Maybe he can speak on it.
Yeah, I may bring him on. Wait, Andrew, can I ask you one thing?
Yeah, man.
Can you, for me, can you grow back your mustache and then we do a stream together where I have TTS on?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, you just give me a good maybe 2.5, 3 months, and I think I can get it back for you. But look, I had to get rid of the mustache because Thanksgiving dinner was just, I shaved it right after Stockholm, man. My wife just was not having it, man. For Thanksgiving, the whole thing. But yeah, man, this will be the third time I've grown it out. So for you, Ice, I think I can do that, man. I appreciate that.
Like, you come off as like, you're like kind of awkward. So you're hilarious. You're like unintentionally fucking hilarious.
Well, I think that's the best hilarious, right?
Yeah, like I don't even know. You're like, fuck, I don't even know who to compare it to. You're like, who's that one guy from I don't even want to say the movie names. I don't want to offend you, but
no, do it.
Carell. What's his name? Something Carell?
Oh. So you think that I've got the Office vibes?
Yeah, I was gonna say the 40-year-old virgin, but yeah, like the Steve Carell. You're kind of like Steve Carell. Yeah, you're like fucking unintentionally hilarious.
Ice, the shade you are throwing is amazing, and I respect it.
Fuck, this is going hardcore. Hold on, I think we might have Abs joining for a second just to speak on the moderation side. But Abs, listen, you gotta be a little bit nicer, yeah? You gotta keep things above board.
He's back. I think he's trying to get Abs on here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You back?
Yeah, sorry. Wait, I'm trying to find Abs' Discord. I don't have him.
You have him? Hey, Ice, is Abs running with you right now, man?
He's in Japan with me, yeah.
Wait, you're in Japan as well, hey?
Yeah, he's gonna be on my 24-hour stream in like a week.
Didn't Abs get kicked off your stream or something?
Well, no. In the Philippines, he left because the Philippines was a living fucking nightmare. So he didn't want anything to do with it. But Japan's a lot easier.
I think I just invited him. I think I got him on Discord.
No, I think that's his old company Discord, though.
Ah, shit.
Hold on, I just need to fix my OBS up real quick. One sec. There it is.
All right, we're back.
No, I don't think we went anywhere. I think it's just, the camera was down for a second.
Abs is saying check your WhatsApp in chat.
Yeah, I got it. Here we go.
All right, back to what I was saying. There's no shade, Andrew. I genuinely think you're a nice guy. I just think you're hilarious. That's all.
I appreciate that, man.
Hey,
I think you get a lot. I think you get a lot of slack. And it's kind of funny. So I like to go with it, but deep down, I don't think you're a bad guy who's out to destroy Kick.
No, I'm definitely not an industry plant. I I appreciate the endorsement, man. And listen, I listen to your clips, man. I listen to your clips about front page, about moderation, about I weigh in on certain things, but look, Kick has grown, man. Like Kick has become staffed up. Kick is becoming departments.
Oh shit! Sorry, one sec, guys. One sec. Sorry.
I want to make that clear. Is like I don't think people understand exactly how much Kick has grown, man, and where it's headed.
Yeah, I mean, Kick has grown a lot. I mean, other platforms in 2 years were nothing. I mean, you know what I mean?
I think that's the coolest thing. Even Adin, like, I think we were alluding it when we were talking to Adin. Like, if you kind of like draw up like where Kick is at after 2 years in terms of like average viewership, and even like overlay that on like fucking YouTube or Twitch or anything, like it's already like way ahead. So again, you know, I guess, you know, current growth can't really mean what the future is going to look like, but it is cool when you look at it from that lens. I think it's well and truly ahead. So it's definitely in a good position, but we definitely need to pick things up a bit. I think we wanted to be a lot further along compared to where we're at though, but it's still like crazy numbers when you zoom out a bit. I think the English market though is where we kind of maybe slowed down a little bit. I think like the Spanish and other markets like have gone fucking crazy. Have you got there you go. I think Abs should have the link there. Oh, there he is. Hey Abs, how you doing?
Yes, boys. What's going on? I've got a really bad cough, so I apologize if I start coughing.
Hey Abs, so we're discussing moderation, and the chat is constantly saying like cap. Like you were. How long did you work at Kick for?
Almost 2 years, I think.
2 years.
6 months, probably. Yeah,
what?
almost 2 years.
Just
a year and 6
record,
months.
Just for the record, though. So why did you leave?
Honestly, just to work on other projects. To be honest, like I kind of also, if I'm being honest, like I kind of. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice as well, by the way, just because. But I kind of lost the vision. I didn't align with the vision anymore, especially in terms of moderation, at least, because I was always a firm believer that if we head down the same path of moderation policy that Twitch has, then personally, I just thought we weren't going to go anywhere. And I low-key kind of just saw that we were not there, like at a Twitch level, but moving towards that level. Which I just didn't agree with. I still love Kick, man. I'm always team Kick, bro. But yeah, that's just how I felt, man. And I still don't think it's the right move. If obviously I don't know the current direction that you guys are currently going in or planning to move in, but if that is the plan, I really hope that shit doesn't happen, bro. Like I'm gonna be straight up honest, like. It's not the move.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. And
I think we moved a little close towards that, though. It was getting there.
Yeah, but I think just in terms of like how moderation is dealt with internally, right? You've seen it. You've seen how it works. How would you comment on how that kind of operates? Like, you know, I think. Obviously, everything is done with the best intentions in mind, right? And nothing is ever. Now, I think this idea that, like, you know, whether it's Andrew or individuals, like being able to kind of influence like certain sort of directions, you know, that's not the case, right?
No, I wouldn't. I would say that a lot of staff had opinions, so everybody sort of gave their 2 cents, and the moderation would sort of make the final decision. But there was obviously influence from. You know, staff. You know, we all had our own opinions. I was always like the type of guy to want to, like, you know, let bands kind of chill out a little bit, because if it's something stupid, I feel like people deserve second chances. But then there's staff that would always think like, you know, maybe this was a little too much. We should be more careful. Everybody had different opinions, and that's fine. But obviously, you know, it wasn't, you know, specifically Santa Maria, everybody had their own opinions. And I guess Santa Maria had certain opinions. I had certain opinions. Everybody had certain opinions. I just wouldn't say that the direction it was moving towards was the correct way to sort of move to. That's just how I feel. But then again, I wasn't a moderator. I was fucking partnerships, bro.
And
neither is Santa Maria.
great
Santa
job.
Maria
Great.
doesn't do partnerships either. I mean, sorry, he doesn't do moderation either. But we all had our opinions. and to be honest, if I'm being honest, sometimes I didn't agree with certain people's opinions. But there's hundreds of staff, and everybody, sort of gave in their 2 cents, and that's just how it is. Especially when it came to the more high profile sort of streamers. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I think it's
Am I just yapping, bro?
Sorry?
Am I just yapping? I don't know.
No. I think you offer valuable insight. I tell you what, we completely derailed this kick talk and went completely off piece. So it was like, fuck it, the chat's asking for abs. So it's interesting. I think it's good to have these unfiltered discussions and understand where the sentiment's at. I think that's kind of that's the essence of live streaming, right? The essence of live streaming is getting people's opinions, and I think it's interesting to hear where you're coming from, right?
Yes.
But
Hey,
yeah.
but still, I just want to I really want to say that to the people who keep saying like Twitch 2.0, like that's never going to be the case with Kick. But I want people to also know that Twitch is not the fucking option. The reason, which I personally believe, that why Kick was so popular early on, and even towards a year in, up until I guess very recently, with the moderation, the reason why people loved Kick so much was that we gave people a breath of fresh air, because on Twitch, people would just get banned for absolutely no reason. And the biggest problem that people on Twitch had was that they would just get banned to absolute fucking shit for nothing. And we don't want to go down that road on Kick. You know what I'm saying? And it sort of gave people a breath of fresh air being on Kick, because we gave people the freedom to be who they want to be.
Where do you think drawing that line sits, Abs? As someone who's kind of seen it internally and understood, like, hey, look, when something goes really pear-shaped, the detrimental effects it has on the broader company, like where do you think you draw the line? Like how do you have any examples for where you think, hold on, this was too much?
I'll give you perfect examples, Ed. This motherfucker named Johnny Somali, bro. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. See, people who do shit like that, like these motherfuckers need to get banned. People who harass people who do dumb shit. If you're doing IRL streaming, doing dumb shit, bro. Like, yeah, get the fuck out of this platform. This shit's not for you, bro. Like people, dropping hard R and like just proper slurs and hate speech. No, Kick's not about fucking hate speech, bro. We're here to have fun and make fucking content for adults, bro, because the reality is streaming, at least on Kick, has a majority of an adult viewership. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you probably have like a few fucking kids here and there probably like making accounts, but the reality is the majority of the viewership on Kick, and I think on Twitch too, is adult viewers. So there should be we should accept that, adult streamers should be able to make adult content with obviously not crossing a line. Now, if I'm being honest, somebody like Sneeko shouldn't, like, I've seen like one or two of his bans. If I'm being honest, I don't know the exact details, but I feel like, people getting banned a little too easy. And also, like, we got to start showcasing and respecting the bigger names on Kick. You know what I'm saying? Like people like Sneeko, people like Ice, like Adin. Maybe they're considered a little edgy, but bruv, we're all adults. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What? So you mentioned like Sneeko, like and a couple of those bands. Is there other bands that come to mind when you think, hold on, like this is maybe where things are getting a little bit too too over the top? Like, did you have examples?
Yeah, I mean, Ice definitely shouldn't have been banned for that egg. Neon shouldn't have never been banned for that chicken. And Deepak shouldn't have been banned for I guess, raising his arm. I mean, it was pretty fucking stupid of him, and maybe he should have received a warning for that instead. So that's where I think you should draw the line, where, yeah, fuck, he made a mistake, but we shouldn't, ban somebody immediately for a stupid ass mistake. Like, Deepak is Deepak. He didn't know what he was doing.
What did Deepak get banned for?
Like he I think he did like some sort of, like, he tried to be funny. He was standing in front of a symbol which resonates with a swastika, right? But it's actually the peace symbol in India, and he just like thought it would be funny to raise his arm, and then he got banned for that, which is, that was pretty stupid of him. I can't lie, but also, like, it's Deepak. Like, bro had no idea what the fuck he was doing. It was just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Deepak is definitely. I think he's got good intentions. I don't think he was probably trying to be racist. But again, it's difficult, right? It's difficult because then there are people out there doing exactly what say Deepak did, but in the most insincere way possible, right? And it's kind of like that context of the situations, I guess, that matters, right? Like, I think sometimes you need to zoom out and you got to take the literal example and maybe not focus on that so much and focus on kind of the bigger picture. But yeah, I guess that's a whole other discussion almost, right? But then
I mean, but Abs, what do you do? What do you do when what do you do when someone else does it and then you don't do something with Deepak? Like, and I'm just learning about this, right? And then you start saying Deepak has favoritism, right? You just say like, oh, Deepak knows kick staff, therefore he's not going to get banned. We need to have consistency across the board. But I agree with content. I mean, context is important, right?
Yes.
But
exactly what I was going to say.
But what do you do? What do you do there?
Okay, so context should always be taken into consideration. Okay, as you just mentioned, but also, we got to start paying attention to these fucking pussies on Twitter, bro. Like, if I'm being honest, a lot of people just crying on Twitter and saying, oh, favoritism this, favoritism that. Well, it's not the case, man. Like, there's context in every situation. And people are just going to cry and cry and cry. But we can't pay attention to people who cry, because we got to stick to, what it is. If in the context, Deepak had no idea what was going on, or he was just making a stupid joke, then that's the context. If somebody literally raised his arm and did some stupid shit, then obviously that's crossing the line, and you know what, maybe, and I'm not saying it's so easy to moderate and do this and do that. That's moderation is like the hardest shit in the world. Anybody could go live right now and do some dumb shit and we'd still be talking. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. And you know what, Kick should never hit the blame.
I think the Deepak example that you brought up is a bad example because it's hard to dissect the context there, right? Unless you're like in the know, like Deepak. So I think that
as Kick staff, they know who Deepak is. Kick staff and Kick viewers and Kick community know who Deepak is.
Yeah, but it's also, it's also like what Andrew was saying. It is an optics thing. It's like it could be classed as favoritism because Deepak's just this Indian guy. He doesn't really get it. But like you could say that about anybody. You know what I mean? And so the context is very difficult to dissect.
Absolutely, yeah, man. Look, moderation is difficult, and you're never going to please everybody. Somebody's going to be upset with every fucking decision that's made, and that's just the reality. But also, we should maybe just chill out on how harsh we are when it comes to moderation.
Hey, so Abs, real quick, I personally think warnings is the way to go. Like, look, very early on when Kick started up, it was small enough where I could get on a Discord call or a call with someone and say, hey, like, I think this is where you might have stepped over the bounds and it was more reformative, right? And then those efforts very early on, we created a policy in the pools category and VR chat and in chat roulette where we would send a warning. We would say, hey, you need to skip through minors, or hey, you need to change this outfit, or hey, like this VR chat model is a little too aggressive. Do you mind pivoting? And we would send a warning along with clips and a screenshot. And the reason why we stuck with those categories is because it was all that the moderation team could handle within those categories, as opposed to opening it up to the entire website. And then B, those categories were the most visual, right? Those categories where you could share a screenshot or a clip and there was no doubt, like you are talking to a minor, or there's no doubt this top is insane, please change it, or this VR model is bonkers. And it was very easy visually to get on the same page with the creator. I have made the suggestion of kind of expanding that to the entire website, to the entire, and with that, it comes a problem of scaling, of saying like, hey, here's a warning, adjust your content. That way we don't have to take you off the air, right? So there are suggestions out there. Whether the moderation team does that or not, I don't know. But I think it's pretty successful with the 3 categories that I mentioned. I think we should go to a warning system.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. And, I agree with a lot of points you made there. To be honest, I don't really see any other solution to what you mentioned, because like you said, and like everyone knows, moderation is difficult, right? So I just personally believe that people should be given a second chance, a third chance even. If I'm being honest, hot take, I think permanent bans should never be a thing. I think everyone should have the opportunity, no matter, like, of course, with some circumstances, like, stupid things that's happened, exactly like minors, etc. Anything that falls into that weird shit, obviously. But when it comes to, just repeated offenses of maybe it's just stupid shit, accidental.
What about people like Johnny Somali?
No. And I'll tell you why. Johnny Somali broke laws in real life, and that's crossing the line, right? When you break the law in countries, multiple countries all across the world, that's when you're crossing the line. When you're doing dumb shit like that, that's when you should be actually permanently suspended. But people who make stupid mistakes, people who might have mental disabilities and all they have in their life is live streaming, but they're just fucking stupid sometimes and do dumb shit and constantly just repeatedly get banned. I feel like some people should be given the opportunity to redeem themselves. That's just how I personally feel. Because, sooner or later, like chat's saying SJC. Look, SJC is literally classified as autistic, but he's also done a lot of dumb shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't use it as an excuse. Like, there's been serious things that he's done. But he's also, he's a good guy. He's got a genuine heart. He seems to be a nice person, and all he has in his life is live streaming. You know what I'm saying? So people like him, I guess, should be maybe in 6 months be given a consideration. Maybe he's banned for 6 months and then comes back like, you know what? I'll try again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of yapping now at this stage. But
speaking of that, can we unban Swimmer Nick, because he's going to stream snipe me any day now in Japan, and I don't want to get banned for him stream sniping me.
What did Swimmer Nick get banned for?
Well, I think he threatened to kill you.
Really?
That was a while ago. Ed, do you remember ages ago in the office? I was like, oh, bro, this guy named Swimmer Nick, he's just spamming, I'm going to kill Eddie in a chat. And
I'm like, yo, for that. I probably get like 1,000 death threats a week. Well, no, maybe.
I know. And and the guy like DM'd me. I just came across like a bunch of DMs, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. That was so stupid of me. I was just trolling, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, Ed, this guy threatened to kill you.
Hey, I didn't ban him. I didn't ban him. You're making it sound like I banned the guy.
No. I'm like, yo, Ed, this guy threatened to kill you. Like, what do you reckon, bro? Like, do we unban the guy? And you're like, fuck it. Yeah, I'm bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the guy, I can't really speak on who he is as a person, but in that moment when I first discovered that DM and the stupid ass fucking like stupid mistake of a message that he wrote in chat, I didn't think that warranted like a
I also that was like a different era of Kick, right? I think this we're going back like a long time. This was when like, you know, there was probably like a team of, like Andrew mentioned, like 10 moderators and like not really much process.
True. It was a very long time ago.
That's ancient history almost, eh? But I think being able to review bans after a certain amount of time, I think is probably pretty important. Like I think permanently banning is like kind of crazy. Like I kind of, you know, I think that there's certain times and places, but you know, after a certain amount of time, it's worth probably like going, hold on a second, like, you know, is this person serious about keeping the platform safe and, you know, going in the direction that we wanted to go? But yeah, maybe that's worth potentially reviewing at some point. But then again, I don't think anyone's really been perm banned for too long on Kick. There isn't that many people, right? I think most situations it's been a pretty dramatic, like, you know, reason.
I mean, that's an ongoing joke, right? There are no perma bans on Kick. That's like a massive like meta on socials. I think there's maybe 3 people that have a perma ban on Kick for real.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's definitely more than 3, but you know, I mean, the people who are saying that meta are, you know, not Kick users. You know, they're like Twitch people, probably, right? So, I mean, you know, I know a couple personally, but.
Look, I don't have the best opinions on moderation, and I don't want to keep yapping, so I'm gonna just leave it at this. Okay. I think there should be a line that is drawn internally within the Kick team. That there's a line that should never be crossed for every streamer, every viewer, anybody within the Kick community, where everybody's having fun, everybody's safe, everybody's chilling and enjoying themselves, but at the same time have the freedom to make the content that they want to make and to, you know, have fun on the website, you know, that they love and enjoy, and not be afraid of, you know, potentially getting banned for maybe, you know, saying a dumb joke or whatever, like making stereotypical jokes. Like every time I went into somebody's chat, like somebody called me a fat Indian. Well, I'm not even Indian, but I thought it was funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was funny. I don't think people should get banned for calling me a fat Indian. I'm not Indian, but it was still funny. You get me? So as long as there's somewhat of a freedom where people can enjoy themselves and not be a
keep telling yourself that, buddy.
But abs for you, man. For you, where are those lines? I think I mentioned that earlier when Adin was on. Like for me, the 4 areas for me is like genocidal hate speech, right?
What is that? I don't even know.
Like really aggressive racist hate speech. You know what I'm saying? Like really just highly aggressive, right? And the second thing is just stay away from kids. Stay away from kids. And then for me, the third area is you know, when you're hate rating or brigading excessively, and when you set up a bounty board on your Discord to go after people to just absolutely hate raid other communities. For me, those are the 3 areas where I'm just like, if you kind of stay away from those things, I think you're going to be okay. But I'd be interested in what you think those lines are, man. When you start talking about lines, what are some highlights for you?
Well, yeah, of course, hate speech is a definite one, of course. So things like racism, things like abuse, things like anything relating to minors. You know, this might be a hot take, but if I'm being honest, I think the chat roulette section I think that's the one thing that Twitch got right, because it's something that can never be moderated at 100%. And the smallest little mistake can cause the biggest problem, right? So if I'm being honest, I think Twitch got that right in never allowing any sort of chat roulette content. Because it can be awesome and fun sometimes and whatnot. And yeah, like I said, hot take, but it is fucking hard to moderate that. So I think that's a thing that you guys should potentially look into. Otherwise, though, just the basics, the common sense of just not doing dumb shit like racism, hate speech, pedophilia, shit that's relating to minors, any sort of abuse on the platform. That's really. I'm not going to go into specifics, but that's really just how I think that line should be not crossed at. And then people who make mistakes should be considered second chances, a third chance after a certain amount of time to relax and maybe a month or two break, and then reflect on their actions. And if they really want to be back on streaming that much, they come back and they change the attitude. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. That's it for me.
I think you got valuable insight. I think it's great to kind of do. Obviously, these kind of discussions around moderation take place all the time at Kick, right? Like we're always kind of trying to understand, like, hold on, like what can we do better? How do we run it? But I think having open conversations with whether it's like Adin before, even having Neon come on and give his his take, and Abs, you've got your opinion being kind of internal, now external, and Ice Poseidon, of course, just understanding like the industry for the last decade. It's interesting. It really is kind of hearing all these different versions. And the thing is, though, it would be great to be able to bring someone on right now who kind of thinks the moderation is too soft. We're probably running out of time right now, but it would be interesting to hear from the other side. Because to be fair, sometimes there are some really valuable, insights and valuable arguments against, like, hold on a second, like there's reasons why we don't want X, Y, and Z. I think it is fair to kind of keep things balanced and hear all sides out, but it is complicated. I think that's why moderation will always be the most difficult subject for Kick. But I keep coming back to the same point. The best thing about Kick is the agility it has in being able to adapt to what we want to do and changes, because again, none of this is mandated. And none of this is something we have to follow. We can change things as required. So, these discussions maybe lead to potentially, altering how things are looked at. It is great, I think, to just openly talk about it. Even like, watching the chat kind of go through and seeing certain people have different opinions on where things are at is pretty great. Not to mention, I think the simple fact that people care so much about Kick to the extent that they will continue to discuss the moderation and get so passionate about it means that the people genuinely care for the platform, which is probably the most important aspect.
Sometimes you got to bring on people who would say that the moderation is too soft. Like sometimes you guys bring on those people, and I always think that they have the worst opinions I've ever heard in my life in regards to streaming. I mean, most of the time they are barely streamers. They're like, they have no experience at all, and they're trying to dictate moderation. So, I think anybody in my opinion, anybody who would say the moderation is too soft has no experience in the streaming world, from what I've heard.
Yeah. I don't know. I get
then again, I have very strong opinions, so obviously not everyone will agree with that.
I guess, yeah. Whilst Kick doesn't have a situation where it's beholden to, say, advertisers or beholden to, say, shareholders, I think it's a great opportunity to try to differentiate and attract that audience. But at the same time, it does have like negative effects too. So I don't know. It is tough. It is tough. I think a lot of those people, when they speak about that, I think it's more so from their perception of being, say, let's say a gaming streamer with, say, 50 to 100 viewers, and they're trying to make their career on Kick. And whilst they're making their career on Kick, they're kind of being lumped in with like the headlines of, say, X, Y, and Z did crazy shit here, and then they kind of get their name tainted. So I do see where they're coming from. I think it comes from the fact that like the whole platform gets kind of painted with this bad brush. But I think it's about either accepting it's about agreeing on where things stand, right? And sticking to our guns moving forward. I think that's the most important aspect. I think pivoting and not quite understanding what the platform stands for and moving too much can probably lead to that inconsistency, which leads to these people kind of wanting different variations. So yeah, I think that's what we have to work on for sure. Is just understanding where we want to be as a platform, and I think we're in agreement of making sure that there is room for people to be adults, right? I think that's the one thing everyone can agree on. Everyone can agree on that. Holding people to a moderation standard of, say, like, teenagers or younger people, that's too far, right? Because live streaming needs to have some level of leniency and flexibility to be entertaining and to really get the most out of it. So, but yeah, it's a tough subject. It always will be.
It's a little cooked. Hey, Ed, just before I go, can you just clarify to the entire Kick community that I didn't get fired from Kick? Can you just tell them all that I didn't get fired?
You technically didn't get fired, yes.
Dude, stop! Well, you're such a troll, bro. Oh my god, this guy's such a fucking troll, bro. It's unbelievable. No.
I'm gonna head out myself here, so you guys enjoy that. So thanks for the talk, guys. I'll see y'all later.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, catch us. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
I was joking. You left on good terms, Abs, and that's why we're sitting here having a conversation now. It's nothing but love.
Yes,
I think the bottom line is you are meant for the world of live streaming and being a free bird. You can't be caged in an office 9 to 5. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. You're like your dreams and your ambitions are too big for the office life. That's probably what it came down to.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, shit, maybe. Have you guys been watching my streams, bro? Like, shit, I've been carrying.
I was in your stream this afternoon. What are you talking about?
You dropped me 100 gifted.
I gave you some gifted subs.
We front paged you the other day, and I got melted down because I was, apparently we were favoring you, man.
Yeah, see, when you guys do that, they come into my chat and then they start flaming me like, oh, what is this favoritism? So, Can we chill out on the front paging, guys? I know, I appreciate the love and that, but I'm copping the heat too.
But you're putting content out, man. You're efforting, man.
Thank you, bro.
I think that's one thing we're trying to do with the front page is mix it up a bit to not so much be based around I think it's really important to give small streamers a shot, really, really important. And there is some people who have had their career kind of jump started by just getting that extra viewership, and we got to keep doing that. But ultimately, someone comes to Kick and what they're showing at the top there needs to be kind of engaging, right? We need to keep people on the platform for longer, and I think that needs to be kind of the job. The people who are going above and beyond to make great content, exciting content, whether that's IRL, whether that's gaming, whether that's anything, right? Whether that's music, we have to kind of put that up. I think it really comes down to who is the most entertaining person, which is probably going to be the people with the more views. But anyway, that's again another discussion, which similar to moderation, there's no perfect recipe for it. It's about finding that balance. But I think we're adapting, and I think as Andrew mentioned, we even I think changed a few things based on some stuff Ice mentioned, right, in that a couple of clips, right. I think I think the testament is to how much Kick does take community feedback in terms of how it decides on decisions. It truly is community driven, in all aspects, and I think that's super cool.
I can verify that it's always been community driven, and I think it's always going to stay that way. Kick is for the people, you know what I'm saying, and it's going to continue that way. Just there's mistakes here and there in certain aspects, but you know what? Everybody knows that Twitch is not the answer, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Shout out to you guys.
Just a question, Abs, as from your opinion, why do you think certain people would potentially want to see Kick fail, or say potentially want to see Twitch do better? Why would that opinion live?
Well, look, there's always going to be a certain group of people who are never ever in a million years gonna even want to consider watching anybody on Kick, just simply because of the fact that they don't like Kick and they sort of go with the crowd. And I'm talking specifically, people on Twitter, and a huge majority of those noisy people who are on Twitter, who, you know, watch people like, you know, just watching Twitch streamers in general. Anyways, my point is that, yeah, there's a crowd of people that will never, ever in a million years even consider Kick. Yet they are the loudest people on Twitter talking the most shit about Kick. So personally, I say is that Kick holds a vision, sticks to that vision, and completely ignores the donkeys on Twitter. Because fuck all them. They don't care about Kick. The people who care about Kick are on the website, on the platform. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. There's a few people on Kick like who also sit there and cry about shit on Twitter. They should chill the fuck out sometimes. Like, you know, everybody's here to enjoy a platform, and we're all in this shit together because we know the end goal, and the end goal is that, you know, hopefully Kick will one day be the biggest live streaming platform in the world. And you know, I truly believe it can. It can be, and it will be. It's just going to take a lot of hard work from the staff, the community, the streamers, and overall just everybody sort of in it together. So yeah, fuck all the bullshit noise, because those people don't care. They're just talking shit, and you know, they're never going to try Kick anyway. So fuck their opinions, and let's just keep moving forward. You get me?
Yeah. No, I think yeah, one thing we can agree on is moving forward, and I think that's going to happen no matter what. Yeah, I think the vision for Kick is very simple. It is to win the live streaming market. Is that going to be easy? No. You know, is there some decisions around whether it's, you know, how we position moderation or how we position, you know, who we work with and how we work with them, which can be debated for days on end, sure. But it doesn't take away from the fact that I think there's a really good opportunity to reinvent live streaming and make it better than it's ever been. I think we will stick to that for as long as is needed. I think that is the sole reason Kick was kind of built.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be an uphill battle on public perception sometimes, and I think we just have to accept that. But at the same time, there's also really good feedback from the public opinion too. I think if you completely block out the public opinion and just go like, no, I'm going to close my eyes and not listen to anything, you're missing out on some valuable input. So yeah, as I kind of mentioned, Ice, it's kind of delineating between what's noise and what's like actually genuine feedback, and that can be the tough part, because there is some really, really good feedback on Twitter. Like I've kind of mentioned, I'm trying to avoid looking at it, but at the same time, there has been so much great feedback from people saying like, this is not what we want, or this is what we want. And you know, we have ultimately made some good decisions off that. But I think, yeah, solely being focused on that is dangerous, really dangerous, just being completely led by the opinion of like, yeah, others. Right. So I think it's ensuring that we just have our own roadmap. But Abs, I'll tell you what, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your experience, and bringing it to the conversation. I think, yeah, it's been it's been an interesting discussion tonight.
It has been, yeah. I mean, a bit of a lineup today, man. Good stuff, boys. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Cheers. You know what I'm saying? We'll catch up soon, I hope. Yeah, and you too, Santa Maria.
Hey, Abs. Listen, man, I'm really enjoying this Abs arc, man. Like you are, like you're chill, you're reasonable, you're tempered. Whatever you're doing, man, keep doing it, man. So much love to you. Yeah,
thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. All right.
Hold on. When we thought this couldn't go any more different.
Is it going more sideways? Where are we taking it, man? Where are we taking it? I'm trying to follow on Discord, man. What do we got?
Oh, fuck. It's so late, though. My brain's turning off.
So late.
I tell you what. I think we should organize a guest for next week. Just so we can keep things. Yeah.